everybody. Welcome to Spitballin'. I'm Matt Taylor here with my good buddy
Kyle Amundsen.
And today we have Danny Zwilling in the house. See, I got it. I got it on my first try.
First try.
Right. I always want to say Zilwinger.
People never screw it up, ever. But they
Really?
always think they're going to.
Oh.
Because they think it can't possibly be as easy as
The Z
way
is
it's
intimidating.
spelled. It is. It's intimidating for a lot of people. But it is exactly like it's spelled.
Yeah. I can't spell either, though, so there's that.
Fair point.
Spelling's overrated.
Yeah.
It's really a skill I've used 0 times since grade school. There are a number of skills I've used 0 times since high school, but that's one of them.
Right. I don't even think I didn't really go to high school. So
No,
there's that.
you did not.
It doesn't show at all.
High school also is overrated.
Also, yes.
I think school
Stay
in
in
and of
school.
itself is overrated. What?
Stay in school.
I don't-
Or don't.
I
I don't
don't-
care. I'm not your mom.
I don't really.
I felt like I learned shit in elementary school and college and in high school.
You just learn.
But I mean, I did learn it. I did learn some important stuff in high school. It's just that none of it was actually related to academics.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you learn how to talk to girls. You learn how to
Yeah,
get
you
invited
know?
to parties, that sort of thing.
Like, you know, how to play the popularity game, be mean to the right people.
Right, right.
You know, some sex
I
stuff.
wonder if that's why I'm so socially awkward.
Because you didn't have high school.
Yeah,
It's
I didn't.
possible.
Yeah.
There's a number of theories that it would suggest that that's what that's for. You know?
Right. I don't
Certainly
know. I
not
always
to learn
say,
your math.
well, I never really got very good at that either, though. But I have learned a ton after high school, and a lot of it was, through podcasts, and
Sure.
Specifically
this podcast. Like and subscribe.
I feel like people learn a lot from this podcast.
not much.
You know.
I mean, how to
Maybe not this one. But
semi-consensually get your girlfriend to let you in the back door. But
How
other
to
than
broach
that,
the subject of,
I'm not comfortable with the phrase semi-consensually.
I didn't. It wasn't me. That
You
wasn't.
know. Well, what I was trying to say was, like, you got to come correct. Like you can't pussyfoot around and be like, excuse me, I was wondering if
Maybe
perhaps
maybe.
if it meets with your approval, may I? That's gonna get you like thrown out of bed.
You can't get anything like that, though.
No,
I mean,
no,
regardless
absolutely
of
not.
fifth base, you can't get anything with that.
Yeah, true.
That is true. So, Danny, what the hell do you do?
Me?
Yeah.
Like in life?
Yeah.
I just sort of try to be awesome. It doesn't work real well, but I just give it a go. But I do a lot of things.
Yeah, you do. You're kind of a jack of all trades.
Yeah, master of exactly none of them. But, I teach jiu-jitsu a lot.
Yep.
I am a nutritional counselor, personal trainer, and do that a lot. I work as a health coach occasionally when the money's right. I do seminar style things with local schools. I teach self-defense seminars with my wife. I do a lot of stuff. A lot of it involves driving a long way for no reason, but
That's nice. And you currently don't have a vehicle, so that works out perfectly.
right. I'm currently
Yeah.
borrowing. Shout out to Brock Larson. I'm currently borrowing his wagon.
It's much safer in your hands, believe me.
It will be returned dent-free with a full tank of gas, which is way more than I got.
Right. So, how long ago did you start this journey? When did you
Jiu-jitsu?
start jiu-jitsu? Yeah.
Oh,
well,
God.
and which was kind of the beginning of the journey.
Yeah, it was definitely, going from where I was before to
Right.
now. Yeah, definitely the jiu-jitsu part of it was part of the very beginning. That was, God, I always get this wrong. It was either 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah, because it was. I remember
You had just started
I
teaching
had
again.
just started teaching again. It was right when Brock got. He went to Florida to
was the Man-Off
train
fight,
for the
yeah.
man-off fight.
Yep. I think I started that month.
Yeah. Yep. You were brand new.
Yeah.
And and he called up and he was like, "Hey, can you teach for me?" And I was like, "Oh Jesus, I'm really fat."
Yeah, you
know?
were like, you couldn't even buckle your
know.
belt.
I mean, my fucking gi. I was like, God damn it. I was almost 50 pounds heavier at that time.
So it's funny because you got much healthier after that as well. Like
I did,
that was almost
yeah.
the start of your journey. Was that very same month?
It kind of was, yeah. Like, no, I mean, I had been training jiu-jitsu for a long time before that, but I had kind of gotten out unhealthy, and I was 40, and I was like, oh, actually, we know because I was 40, so that
would've
I'm
been
going to be
80.
47.
Oh, so it would be 7
years
years
ago.
ago.
I'm going to be 47 just a little bit. But
Yeah,
I
so
was
I've been
like,
training for about 7 years.
Just getting back to being bad at math for a second. When you said, "Oh, I was 40," right away my mind went to, well, and it's 2019 right now, so that would have been 9 years, right?
Because Matt's old.
That really happened.
Maybe stay in school is a good plan. Now that I said.
Fun fact, because Matt's old is actually a punchline we use really frequently when he's not there.
Man, that's I get the same thing at work. Like Holtz. It's always he's always talking about my memory and shit.
Sure.
And it always gets back to like my age and stuff.
Yeah, but he does that to me, dude. I'm only like 10 years older than him. So again, it's really hurtful. I don't think he knows how much that hurts me. He's like, oh, back in the day, you're Model T and all this crap. I'm like, dude, I'm 32.
Well, it's because he's always trying to, he likes to try to relate and stuff because he has a pretty solid taste in music. And he always references a lot of like 80s and 90s stuff, and I'm like, I like that. You weren't even born then. That's cool.
You literally weren't born.
So 7 years ago, Brock calls up for the Mana fight. I go down and start teaching. I make some life changes. And then there's this kid there, Danny.
You also had a really impressive beard.
I did have a big beard at the time.
You were doing the no shave.
I was doing,
thing,
yeah, I was doing. It was in the year of the beard, and actually starting to do jiu-jitsu again was a pretty big factor as to why that fucker had to go. Because oh my god,
I'd grab it. I don't even care.
Horrible. It was so bad. It hurt so bad. But you were not like I guess I would say the pinnacle of health at the time.
Oh God, that would have been a massive understatement. I was super depressed at the time, and I was very overweight, and I was not healthy, and I was smoking a pack and a half of cigarettes a day, and it was awful. And I was, it was 7 years ago. I was only 22, 23.
Oh, really? You were that young?
Well, no, I guess I would have been a little older than that.
But
what am I, 32 now? 30.1, 30.
Yeah, okay, we don't need to do math. But you were 25. You were in your
I was in my
20s.
mid-20s.
And
had the body of a 43-year-old man.
Yeah,
with severe alcoholism.
Yeah, you seemed super unhealthy. Though you did like kind of have a little flair for the jits.
And a lot of that came from my wrestling. It was the period you met me in is by far the least healthy physically of my life,
right?
Barring drug addiction and all that, which was right after that. So I had gotten clean probably 2 years, 3 years before that.
Okay.
So that was part of the reason I was so unhealthy.
That's why you were depressed, because drugs are fun.
Because drugs are awesome, and I didn't have any.
So, I want to go a little bit before you started this, before you started jiu-jitsu, though.
Sure.
I know, like, we talked a little bit, and we were on the Bjorn Johnson internet program together, right?
Yeah, during one of the fair things, I believe.
Yeah. But also you had been on his show before, and you had talked quite a bit to him.
Shout out to Bjorn Johnson.
Yeah.
Love you, brother.
Yeah, man, we miss you.
We
gotta
miss
come
you
back.
so much. I know he's happy. I know he's having fun.
I don't
know
care.
he's a
He
real
needs to
estate
come
agent,
back.
whatever.
When you say you miss him,
come back.
He's not deceased. Because I was going to say, I can get a hold of him on Facebook.
No, but he's the next best thing. He moved to Washington, so he's been
gotcha.
doing the Washington thing, wink, wink, for the last 3 years or 4 years.
He's higher than camel pussy. Is
Yeah.
what
Giraffe. He was actually the first one I heard that from.
Yeah, giraffe pussy.
While I was on his
My
show,
bad.
and I laughed
bad.
for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I heard that from. I think it was Joe Rogan. I heard that from.
Oh, maybe that's where he stole it from.
Yeah, and then I started
I don't
using
listen
it.
to Joe
People are like,
Rogan.
because giraffes are really tall.
Also,
So are
which
camels.
I assume they're pussies as well.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not a zoologist, but I would assume
Correct. Yeah.
way taller than me.
I have a tape measure.
Do you have a giraffe?
Oddly enough.
Off screen. You can't see, but there is a giraffe in this room.
True.
Kyle breaking the ultimate rule and pointing to something off screen.
You had kind of an interesting post high school life.
Yeah. Yeah, I had probably the most insane 2 years after I graduated high school. So I graduated with a GED. Go me. Completely flunked out of my senior year of high school. I was already just over it. So when I left, I was 17, and I went right into training to be a pro wrestler because that's what I wanted to do because I'm absolutely insane. And I like making no money to hurt myself, which is what that turned out to be. But so for about 2 years, I worked as a professional wrestler and made zero money and developed a horrible drug habit. It was awful.
That reminds me, I need to.
It was so much fun.
Yesterday or last episode, I mentioned the Steiner brothers.
Sure.
I said that they went to Michigan State. They
Michigan.
They went to Michigan.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that to Matt, and he was like, big deal. And I'm like,
oh, no.
No, I'm like,
they're Bulldogs,
like,
man.
if you know anybody from Michigan or Michigan State, like that's a big fucking deal.
That's a pretty big
Welcome
sin.
to the Big Ten, But no, they went to Michigan.
No, they were Bulldogs, rough. They were.
So back off.
Rick that was part of his gimmick, he was the Bulldog.
Yeah.
He was
I have no
super,
idea.
yeah, you have
guys
no
are talking
idea.
about. I don't even know.
Rick and Scott Steiner were amazing collegiate wrestlers who became
I saw a
wonderful
picture of them.
professional wrestlers. One of them, I'll let you guess which one, also heavily abused steroids.
The one
tiny
that
one?
It was the one. It was the one you would think. It's not a trick question.
yeah, when you'd see them come out together, you could tell which one was cheesing
that
his
one
ass off.
looks like he's inflated.
Yeah, big Papa Pump.
I think in the space of about 2.5 years, I think he went from like 245 to like 310. Just jacked
with
beyond
like
Not
6%
in a-
body
not
fat.
in a good way.
all belief. Big ugly tattoo on his chest. It was amazing.
Just huge.
It was amazing.
So did you ever get to do anything with those guys?
I actually have a great Scott Steiner story. If we want.
Nice.
So Scott was pretty well known for having a bit of a temper. Backstage,
It's documented.
It's well
It
documented.
is known.
Is Scott the one that
Yes.
was the
Exactly.
that partook in the
Absolutely.
When he first got into wrestling, he had this this mullet.
Oh, it
this
was
big,
amazing.
like bushy,
Beautiful
awesome mullet. And then like eventually he kind of disappeared for a while. Came back with like short blonde hair and just like
sunglasses that are a little
massive.
bit too small, wearing stringers, and just insane. Super athletic dude. Even after that,
Yeah.
used to do this move. He invented this move called the Frankensteiner, right? Where he would put the guy on the top rope and then he would flip off and catch the guy with his feet and flip him into the ring. Terrifying because he was like 300 pounds. I prayed for his soul. Every
How do you
time.
practice shit like that? That's what I want to know. Like,
So you do practice it, not with that person generally, but you learn how to do that particular, we call them spots. So like that spot we would practice doing, and you'd practice it with a crash pad. You'd do it like we have at the gym to do judo throws and stuff. It's the same style thing. You'd get this big pad, and you'd both get up there, and you'd flip each other a couple of dozen times until you figured it out. And then you figured out the way that it would hurt the least, and you would try to do it that way every time.
it just looks like the potential for injury
horrifying.
is so great. And and people like, and I just said something about it on Facebook the other day. Because we were, I posted some comments about wrestling being like gay porn for guys that won't come out of the closet.
It's absolutely true.
And then a friend of mine was like, "Yeah, until you get your ass kicked by one of those guys." And I'm like, "Word, those
Yeah,
guys
for
are
sure.
athletes."
Oh, they're
I
terrifying.
mean, because it really and I've got like a sports background and shit. But when I look at that stuff, it just looks like the potential for not just like a broken finger and shit like that.
No, you could fuck yourself
but
up
like
pretty
a broken
permanently.
neck, like really fucking.
Yeah,
there's
I've got
some serious
guys
potential.
I know that guys that I met and worked with that they can't work anymore because they broke their neck or they broke their back or whatever it is. Now the Frankensteiner or anything where you're flipping like that, it's actually a little deceptive. Those are among the safer bumps because when I say bump, that's when you hit the mat. So,
Okay.
Not so I don't lose anybody here. Sorry, I know we're breaking kayfabe, we call it. We can do that now. The internet's an open place, so nobody gives a shit. We can talk about whatever we want. Used to be I'd get in big trouble for saying stuff like that. But those sorts of bumps, since it's bullshit and you can't actually flip somebody over with your ankles like that, you're under your own power the entire time. So that guy's not even touching you, usually. He touches you on the back of the head, and you flip off the rope under your own power. So you take a very clean, very flat bump. The scariest bumps are stuff where the other guy's got a hold of you and he's in control of how you're falling. Stuff like the pile driver, stuff like anything where they're kind of flipping them around and doing it. Then you have to rely on your partner, your opponent, to take care of you. Those can be pretty scary.
So I know so little about professional wrestling. That's kind of, but like the Batista bomb.
Yeah,
That would
so
be
that
a
you're
scary
you're under
bump.
his control for most of that. Especially the way he does
Like
it because
seriously,
he does
like
it
the only
pretty
wrestling
hard.
move that I like.
The power bomb's super
one.
dangerous. So that's the Batista bomb is a sit out power bomb.
By the way, his new comedy is actually kind of decent.
I actually haven't seen it. The one where he's a cop.
Yeah.
It looks hilarious.
It's like I didn't laugh as much. My wife laughed her ass off. Thought it was fucking hilarious. I thought it was pretty funny. It's worth watching.
I'll check it out.
I mean, he's pretty awesome.
He's
I'm a big fan.
hilarious. And I had no idea. I met Dave back in, God, this would have been 2005. I call him Dave. Like we're cool.
So before he was acting or any
he
of
don't
that
fucking
shit.
remember me. No, he was a bouncer who was training to be a wrestler. So he trained in OVW in Kentucky, and I passed through there a couple of times working for a guy named Dave Scott. So I did a couple of shows for him, and he happened to be working at around the same time. So I met him a couple of times. Back then they called him Leviathan, the demon of the deep.
Wow.
He had a shaved head. He had big hoop earrings, pierced nipples, the whole nine. He looked just, because you've seen him. He's just covered in ink and terrifying looking. And he's older than Matt Taylor, but he looks younger than me.
He's old as shit.
He is old as fuck.
He's like
He was like 35
50s.
before he even started training.
I mean, we're
which is
almost in our
insane.
50s, but I mean, like, he's in good shape, and still,
Yeah,
but,
all on his own without any sort of pharmaceutical aid whatsoever.
maybe.
Sorry, Dave.
But he also has a bit of a MMA background, apparently.
He trains, and he had a fight. That's the only one I've ever seen. He fought a fat piece of shit who didn't really get much done, and eventually Batista remembered he could take the guy down, so he just took him down and punched him until he quit. But
I did.
he is a legitimate purple belt, as far as I know, under Machado. I think one of the Machado brothers, maybe. But no, I'm sure he's terrifying. He's 330 pounds.
He's a
of
massive
rock
dude.
solid muscle.
Yeah, that's terrifying no matter what.
Speaking of, that was Scott Steiner. So that's where I met Scott, was backstage at one of these independent shows, we call them, where they're not, it's not a big TV product or anything. You just put it on just for the fans. So it's these local shows that you would go to. We call them independent shows. So he was actually wrestling a guy that I knew. His name was Brian. He never made anything out of himself ever. But he wrestled Brian, who is maybe 20 pounds heavier than me. He's like 170, 175, soaking wet. And here's big Scotty Steiner, right? So at one point in the match, Scott was supposed to pick him up and give him, he used to call it the screwdriver, where he would pick him up like for a suplex, then he'd flip him around and pile drive him. Super fucking dangerous. Brian didn't want to take it. He was scared shitless. Now Scott, for whatever temper problems he's got, is a super safe worker. Never hurts anybody. Super great guy. He's so strong. He'll hold you and protect you the whole time. So he's never been known to hurt people as far as I know. Brian was brand new, and he didn't know that, so he was terrified of Scott because Scott looks terrifying. Well, they went out there, and Scott went to pick him up for the suplex, and Brian chickened out. And he sandbagged on him and just
Trying to bail out at the
didn't let
last
him.
minute sounds like a good way to get hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. But he did it before he came off the ground, so it looked like Scott couldn't pick him up, which is a big no-no when you're dealing with somebody bigger than you, because you just made him look like a weak
Especially
piece
a
of
big
shit.
pro like that.
Somebody who's been on TV, somebody who's been worked on top as a world champion before. There's a big respect thing. So he sandbagged him accidentally. He didn't mean to make him look bad. He just didn't want to fucking get dropped on his head. So he freaks out, and Scott pounds him in the face a couple of times, stiff as shit, right in the face, and starts screaming at him in the middle of the ring. So they rush into the finish. They do their finish. They get to the back, and Scott freaks the fuck out on him, and he's terrifying when he's mad. He is bug-eyed and sweating and spitting, and he picked a table up by a corner and just whipped it across the room.
The guy
and I
that
about
walks
shit
around with
my
all of his
pants.
veins, with veins bulging and shit.
When he's relaxed.
Extra veins bulging and shit. Like,
He was terrifying. Scared the crap out of me. I thought he was going to kill him, and he could have. I mean, so what he did was he thought he was trying to fucking make him look bad. So he started screaming at him, and Brian, to his ever-loving credit, looks him stone cold in the eyes and goes, "Dude, if I was going to try to get something over on somebody, it wouldn't be you. I wouldn't be trying to fuck with you at 310. I'm tiny. I'd pick on one of the other little guys." But Scotty wasn't having it. So he was fine. They eventually patched it all up, and it was all good. But that's when I saw Scott Steiner throw a table, and I shit my pants in public for the last time.
Oh, that's crazy. So how long did you do what, the circuit? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, we'd be on the road. Be on
the road?
Yeah. But about 2 years.
Yeah.
I had probably maybe 250, 300 matches. You try to get booked as often as you can because you suck and you need the experience.
Right.
So you just try to get out there as often as you can. So sometimes it'd be twice a day. Sometimes it'd be 3 times in a week. Sometimes I'd go a whole month and not work.
Huh. And you only obviously get paid when you're working.
Oh yeah,
And you only hardly get
and
paid.
if then.
Right.
I've been paid in hot dogs. I've been paid in gas money. I've been paid in, well, kid, at least you got some experience. Get the fuck out the door.
Huh.
When it's not your name selling tickets, nobody gives a fuck about you.
Right.
You know, like it's an entertainment business. So it's a business driven by if you personally, you sell tickets with your name. And my name, nobody gave a fuck about. You know, so you don't have any negotiating leverage because
Right.
they could just leave you off the card. It ain't going to cost them a dime. You know,
Right.
nobody's going to ask for their money back because they couldn't see me.
Right.
Man.
That's
You
crazy.
know, and I mean, and there's such like, you know, a lot of the big names in that sport. You know, like these guys were, and people like, oh, nobody knew who he was, like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Sure.
No, people actually knew who he was. I mean, he was like the freshman of the year or whatever.
Rookie of the year, yeah. He won the PWI Rookie of the Year
but
award.
like played college football in Miami. He was a big fucking deal, you know, before he started having injury problems.
Also happened to be the son of
Yeah.
WWF legend Rocky Johnson, you know,
Right.
the first African American tag team champion in world history. You
And
know?
then guys like Mark Henry and shit.
Yeah, I
Mark
mean-
Henry is a big strongman competitor and stuff. Who I watched, like in this, I think this would blow people's minds. I haven't checked this out, but I should Google this. I watched Mark Henry compete in a slam dunk competition.
Yep.
No, Mark Henry is this giant dude. You've seen the strongman competitors.
He's
and
about
stuff.
my height, about
And
his weight.
just fucking, I mean, this massive dude, strong as fuck, like legs like that, and fucking
Strongest man on God's green
just,
earth.
and a little heavy, sexual chocolate.
A lot
Chocolate.
of those like big not power lifters, but strongmen. Like a lot of them have like.
Well, he competed in
kind of like the
powerlifting, too.
Barrel shape,
the barrel
yeah.
shape. Yeah.
And that describes Mark to a T.
And that fucker could dunk a basketball and shit, and it
He had
just
like a
looked
4.5
weird.
foot vertical. It was ridiculous.
Man, you know, because you'd see this enormous fucking dude and just boop. I'm like, what?
You wouldn't
the
think he
fuck?
could bend over, let alone
Right?
jump 4 feet and put a ball through a hoop. Oh, he was
man.
terrifying. No, he held world records in the squat and deadlift for a long time. He was an excellent bencher.
Just some fucking impressive dudes.
There
man.
was a point in 2003, in 2004, I think he won the Arnold Classic back to back. He was legit the world's strongest man for quite a while. Now he judges a lot of those events because you got to make money somehow, right?
But he was also really like Dwayne Johnson. He was really funny and personable and shit like
Absolutely.
that. Which, I mean, it looks like a lot of guys bring that to
Charismatic. That's your number. That's your prime requisite stat for being out in front of a crowd. You don't even have to be fucking athletic.
I don't think I've ever seen like The Rock do any wrestling. But,
Wrestling? No, he's above that. He doesn't do that.
well, but he has.
That shit hurts, Matt. You don't do that unless you have to.
But I mean, I enjoy his movies. Like I think he's funny and
I guess.
like
Some of them.
Yeah.
They're all. I'm sure they all made a bunch of money, and he's got way more money.
I like him.
Guy.
I like his personality, his like eyebrow thing. It's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and the weird part is when he started doing that, like nobody else was doing that crap.
No,
Like,
the people's champ.
people's champion. He was talking about himself in the third person. He was doing the eyebrow thing, and he was like legit taking acting classes to be a better actor, which apparently hadn't occurred to any of us. Like nobody did that.
Interesting.
Oh no, it never happens. You get into pro wrestling to be a pro wrestler. Like you want to do the fun part, the ring, you know, with all the moves and the jumping and the entrance music and the whole nine. You want to be a superhero. You know, that's why you do it. But then you get there and you're like, oh, this is just fucking acting. This is so boring.
Right. I mean, very athletic acting.
It's super athletic, but you know, you could compare it to the ballet, or you could compare it to gymnastics, or any of those sorts of kind of physically impressive things.
for sure.
But like, there's also this aspect of we are faking fighting, you know. So like, you are a grown man in your underwear out there pretending to get hit,
Right.
So there's this element of ridiculousness to it that just you can't get rid of.
Yeah, the outfits are pretty crazy.
Oh, they're amazing. Are you kidding me? When I was a kid, I loved that shit. You'd see Macho Man coming out there with his streamers on his arm. Like, I'm totally going to do that someday.
The Ultimate Warrior and
Ultimate
all these
Warrior.
fucking
Just
crazy ass
biceps
get-ups and
bulging
shit.
everywhere. They were superheroes. They were larger than life.
So the last time I was interested in professional wrestling, I was probably 5 or 6 years old, and it was
Sure.
so. And that was back was it the AWA?
AWA was the Minnesota-based one.
Yes,
Vern
the
Gagne.
Minnesota-based
Oh,
one.
Nick
Vern
Bockwinkel.
Gagne.
Yeah, Nick and Vern Gagne, like the Crusher,
Bockwinkel, the Crusher.
Andre the Giant,
Yep.
all of those guys. And it's interesting because my mother used to be the head cook up at Quadna Mountain. Do you guys know what that is?
I remember Quadna.
It doesn't really exist anymore, but it was a ski lodge up in Hill City, Minnesota. And her folks actually owned a farm right across the street from it. And she, spent her, late teen, early 20s cooking at Quadna Mountain. And all of those professional wrestlers would come up and party up there. So she fucking knew all these guys, well.
I thought you were going to tell us your biological father was Roddy Piper or something like that.
That would be so awesome.
I mean,
Dude, you have any idea how much money I would pay for Roddy Piper to be my biological father?
with this physique, I mean, it's pretty possible.
It's better than Roddy's. Roddy had a dad bod way back before
Man.
it
Well, he had
was
that
cool.
fucking barrel shape and shit. You know?
He was a strong motherfucker too. Apparently, I never met Roddy. I would have loved to. He passed before I really got involved. Post kind of when I was active, I was kind of searching out these guys on purpose. He was already gone. We lost him in the early 2000s, and it's a shame. I loved Roddy Piper when I was a kid, and he was so cool.
Yeah, it was just funny. I remember, watching it on Sunday morning or whatever. And,
Absolutely.
And my mom would just be like, "Oh yeah, he's kind of a jerk."
Well,
I was
and
like,
that's-
she knew him. Oh yeah, he's great. The only one she never met was Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
But she knew
never met
everybody
Andre.
else.
Obviously, Andre was gone before I think I was even
Yeah,
born.
but I mean, guys like
Is
guys
that
like that
true?
don't live.
That
very
might
long.
not be true. I think it was the early 90s he passed, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I was
used
definitely
to-
not out of high school yet, for sure.
That's so crazy. Because he was in The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
And I even had a dog named Fezzik.
Absolutely.
Who was a big.
I love that movie. Unabashedly
great movie.
love it.
Yeah.
It is a great movie.
It is.
In every way.
That's
Yeah.
when they talked.
I have lent that movie to 9 people because they've never seen it, and I'm like, here, take it, go watch it. I want to talk about it,
It's like
and
a
I can't.
litmus test. If you if somebody doesn't.
Yeah, if
doesn't,
you're fucking. That's
if
why I
they're like,
dated my wife. She
"Oh,
thought it was cool.
I hate The Christmas Bride. Or The Christmas Bride.
That's a different movie. I would watch that movie too. Just
I hate The
Fezzik
Princess
at Christmas
Bride.
time.
And it's just I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We
have
can't be
nothing-
cool.
We have nothing to talk about.
Somebody doesn't know any lines from that movie. You're like,
Sometimes you just say the line.
okay, infiltrator, why have you come to my fucking planet? You know,
You clearly
everybody
have
knows
no
that.
heart if you are not into. Sorry, Jay.
What Jay Gould doesn't like it?
Oh, he's not. I don't remember specifically, but yeah, probably not.
Well, I will never discuss it with him
You probably shouldn't.
because I don't want to get hurt.
Right. Terrifying. But no,
oh,
I love
so-
The Princess Bride.
Yes, Princess Bride was great, and I also remember just loving, trying to do all these crazy, wrestling.
Oh, for
moves
sure.
When I was a kid, and I was really a big fan of the double knee drop.
Yep, absolutely.
And my brother just reminded me of it the other day because there was some kid on Facebook jumping off the top of the the TV stand onto the couch, and he's like, "This reminds me of you when you were a kid," and I was like, "I'm sorry."
Were you the one doing the jumping?
I fucking double knee dropped him off of the top of the
Good for you.
the dresser right.
I actually we used
on
to
his
see that
face.
a lot. We used to see that a lot more.
Right on his face.
Kids and things like that, kind of doing the backyard thing or doing the. And I said the same thing every time some kid had come up to you after the show and try to show you a picture of him fucking hitting his best friend in the head with a light bulb or whatever. I'm like, do you fucking idiots know it's a work? Like it's a fucking work. It's a trick. We don't
fucking do
actually
this.
fucking hit each other in the head if we can help it.
Well,
Anyway.
I would say that the double knee drop from the top of a dresser onto your brother's face is actually super duper effective.
Yeah, no, it's
'Cause he
super
was-
super legit.
He was done. Yeah,
There
I
are safe
smashed
ways
his
to do that
nose
sort of
and-
thing, but
Yeah, that was not the safe way.
The
You
kids don't
You just
know the
grab the
trick.
ankles, you just pull them right up to your butt, and you just go straight in for the kill. Yeah,
I don't know who the fuck was doing. Is that the Crusher was doing the double knee
I don't
double knee
remember.
drop? I don't
that
know.
one, and I also remember I don't know. I remember the Boston Crab.
Oh,
Yep,
God.
absolutely.
And I just
That's a
did,
pretty famous one.
I did well.
Oh,
I did
yeah.
it. I was like somebody was saying,
Oh, it totally works.
Somebody was saying that
I've totally done that before.
That wrestling or that professional wrestling moves don't work, and so I fucking put him in the
we used to be instructed to
like,
beat the dog shit out of people that said that. Like that was a real like pass down from your trainer. Your job, if somebody says this shit is fake, is to break one of their bones.
From back in the day when
people actually
Geraldo Rivera. You remember when
God.
Geraldo Rivera got slapped?
He fucked with Dr. Death.
Who was it?
That was Dr. Death, Steve Williams.
Okay, yeah. Slapped him in the head.
Well, and you got to remember that a lot of those guys in that era were legit tough guys. They were bad.
Yeah,
Dr. Death is a 4-time NCAA champion, 3-time Big Ten champion.
Booker T actually beating up Dave Bautista.
Absolutely. As far as I know, I've not had it from anybody who was there, but it's pretty gospel at this point that Booker T got the better of Big Dave on that one, which if you admit Booker T, he's about 100 pounds shy of Dave Bautista. Beat his ass.
But a big, tall, like rangy. Well, not rangy. He's super muscular.
Yo.
But I mean, compared to Batista,
he's a lot
like
longer
rangy.
than Dave. Yeah.
But yeah, shit.
But apparently, Dave don't like talking about
that. Yeah, a lot of these guys are dudes that you would not want to fuck with.
Well, and a lot of it, and you guys will know this just from doing athletic training, is like the most dangerous part of a person, or the most dangerous kind of person is the person who's willing to fight. And willing to take a hit, get a hit, to give one. Like, those guys are the guys that are actually scary. So pro wrestling's a work. We don't, you're not trying to kill the guy. But accidents happen, man. We've been punched in the face 1,000 times. You get bored with the idea. Right. It's sort of more funny than anything after a while. So, like, jiu-jitsu guys are the same way. It's about having been in that struggle before. You're not impressed by it.
Right. I've told this story before, but, like, it bears repeating that, like, like I legitimately have, really, really tough people, at least on a weekly basis. Like, I agree to try to let them try to choke me to death.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I do my very, very best to
kill him back,
reciprocate,
kill him back, but harder.
So then, like when some douchebag at the bar thinks that they're gonna
why would I give a crap about you?
It's like. One day I was at.
I've had Jay Gould's arm around my neck. I ain't worried about it. I've had Brock Larson hold me down. Right. I ain't afraid of getting held down by you.
So, like, I had some guy at the bar the other day, I guess a couple months ago, but it was during last hockey season. So I guess it was a year ago. And he was like talking about how great he was at hockey and how he just missed all the fights. And then that ended up him like basically asking me if I wanted to fight him. And I said, okay,
for sure.
Yeah, that'll be fine. And he's like, okay, well, you want to go outside? And I was like, nah, just do it right here. And I haven't even like turned my bar stool.
We're so bored.
And I'm still, and he's like, well, when do you want to go? And I said, I'll tell you what, you just start and I'll catch up.
Yeah.
Okay. Like whenever you're ready, you just go and then I'll just catch up to you later.
No,
and
it's amazing.
And he was just like, fuck, and he ends up leaving. And Rob, who was working, is like,
that's the smartest thing he'd done all day.
He's like, what? Like, you didn't even get, like, I'm like, I can't even get my heart rate up over it.
Right?
Like,
it's
what
not
was he going to
deal.
do to me?
It's so funny. Like, you and I were sitting, I came up to Brainerd the other week to train with some of your guys up there. And we were sitting after class, we were talking, and, I think Jake and Zach are over there, or whoever is over there, they're trying to kill each other. They're rolling around in a circle, and we're fucking bored.
Right.
Like, it's like jiu-jitsu guys get so bored watching people try to murder each other. And
right. It's not even exciting unless something really cool
Unless
happens.
they do something really cool, I probably won't even look up.
Right. Which is interesting.
Yeah. But it's the same with
thing
anything.
with wrestling or,
sure.
I mean.
Any sort of training.
I mean, you get hit in the face, all the combat sports, all the Ruffle Temple shit.
You're not made of glass.
Like, it's just
and
not,
you know that.
And that's one of the things. That's why, like, I do, subscribe to the idea that, like, everybody should get hit in the face.
Absolutely.
Sure. A couple of times if it doesn't take the first time.
Yeah. Just so that like, you're not fucking, you're not made of glass. You're not going to, it's not going to fucking kill you.
You'll be okay. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
If you know how to fight, you'll be okay.
Like, I haven't done any striking arts in quite some time, but I have.
You were a karate master at one point.
I was never a karate master.
I heard you were a karate master. I don't know.
I did my fair share of karate, and I've been knocked out,
Sure.
many times. But what I've learned about getting punched in the face is how much I absolutely fucking don't like getting punched in the face.
Absolutely. It's very motivating.
I'm like, no, that's not the way this is gonna play out.
Are you kidding? My entire self-defense curriculum is based off the idea that I don't want to get fucking punched in the face.
Right. Yeah, I agree 100%.
It's 100% the goal. Is to just not get hit.
No, I mean I'll like go like let you lay on my face, but
Totally fine.
I just don't want you
wanna
to punch
crank
me.
my neck around backwards. Fine.
Though when
It's just the
I
shit
did
you
my
have to deal
MMA
with
fight
afterwards.
Yeah.
Though when I did my MMA fight, I got punched in the face a lot.
Oh my god!
in
I
that
just replayed
fight.
that whole thing in my head.
Oh, it was horrible.
Amazing.
One of my favorite 9-minute.
You guys should totally do a react to that. By the way,
I wanna
the two
have-
of you sitting there. Make Brock sit there too. You just watch it.
I'd really like to try to get Kelly to come on the show.
Oh, that would be amazing.
because we have an interesting story together.
Yeah.
Doing this because it was such a Herculean thing to get us both
Right,
in the
just-
ring because we were both old and it took a lot to get us there. But yeah, and we ended up becoming pretty good friends even before it, and then afterward we
Yeah, Kelly
continued
seems
to
like
do-
super
yeah,
cool-
he's
super cool guy.
and I mean just totally legit. I mean
Yeah, he can
super fucking
wrestle
tough.
a titch.
Yeah, kind of didn't know. I mean, I knew he could wrestle.
Did you not
going
know
in.
that? Did you not fucking Google him? What are we doing here?
I knew he could wrestle.
Sure.
But I didn't realize. I probably didn't do my due diligence.
The level difference there.
He
is
was
a little-
really fucking good. I mean, really good.
literally whenever he wanted to took you down.
Oh yeah, it was, there's
that's,
no,
and that's terrifying when you're dealing
yeah.
with
And I knew he was gonna be able to take me down.
Sure.
And I knew he was gonna have good jiu-jitsu. But I didn't
it was
realize-
probably okay.
I didn't realize that I was gonna have no ability to stop it. I couldn't even put my hands
Not
on it.
none. You managed to do the whole time without getting tapped out. That's something.
Yeah,
You were on the
And
bottom
he
the whole
punched
damn
me
time.
a whole lot.
He did. He did punch you in the
Well,
face.
I wasn't on the bottom the whole time. There was that one
Was it?
time when he had my back, and I was definitely on top.
I must have been getting a drink of water. I don't remember that part.
Well, he was. Yeah.
oh, he was in back mount.
Yeah.
on
He
your-
was,
okay,
he was
cool.
on- but I
That-
was still on top.
Technically, I was
I
above
on top.
him.
I was above him. I was using my weight, and he was punching me in the head a lot.
He didn't like that a lot. That's why you had to get out of there.
There
real
was
quick.
one part in the third round where.
There were 3 fucking rounds to that thing. Jesus Christ.
In the third round, between the second and the third round, where Tony Martin was like, "Okay, Matt, this is going our way," and I was like,
This isn't going well.
I'm like, "You're shitting me, right?"
No way.
It's pretty apparent. And he's like, "All right, we're gonna. I want you to go out there. I want you to get your ass against the cage. Just run backwards. Get your ass against the cage. And when he comes over to the takedown, you're gonna wrap the Kimura, and
Fuck him up.
We've trained this. This is what you got to do." Perfect. I go out there, boom, get my ass against the cage. He comes in. I go to grab him, and I'm fucking go up and over. I mean, it was
comical.
and I
hilarious.
skipped, and I hit the ground hard.
It was the only reason I was able to enjoy it is because I knew you weren't that
When you
serious
look at it,
about it. If that happens to some of my other
grin
friends,
on my face the
Yeah,
entire time,
you were
and
cool.
so did he. I mean,
Yeah, you were cool.
I was
It was
having
fine.
a hell of a lot of fun, and
there are guys that I wouldn't make fun of for stuff like that because
no,
they take it.
I loved it.
It's important to them to do well.
Like I would have done it again.
You
if
were
I
totally
didn't
fine, you know?
like it, but I couldn't.
It didn't hurt your feelings. when
Not
you
a
did that.
bit. No, it was
so
great.
It's not a big deal.
I mean, first of all, Kelly was not a fucking turd.
no.
I mean, he was a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He was a Division I wrestler. He had been a wrestling coach forever and a day, which I didn't know that.
He was
And,
okay.
Matt's
Matt's over exaggerating a little bit.
no, he's Division
No,
I.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, he was good.
He was all right.
So, and he was tough as fuck. So
He's also old.
he was 2 years older than me. So
Way
but
older
man,
than
but he was fucking ripped. Dude.
He was in way better shape than you were.
I mean, I was in good shape.
You were in
but
great shape.
Jesus Christ,
You were in great
we're sitting
shape.
there at the weigh-ins, and I'm like,
For a 40-year-old.
and I'm like,
He was in good shape for a 35-year-old.
yeah, on supplements. And I was like,
Shots fired.
Shit, I was like looking at him. I was like, well, at least if you're gonna get your ass kicked, it's better to get your ass kicked with a guy who looks like that. It is But
The guy that Dave fought.
So in the third round, he picked me up and he fucking slammed me down, and I hit the ground, and I kind of tried to tie him up, and I said, "God damn it, Kelly, you're a hell of a lot better wrestler than I thought you were." And it was the middle of the fight, and he goes, and he's like, "Well, you're a hell of a lot tougher than I thought you'd be. And he fucking pushes my face. He postures up and fucking wham, nails. It was the best shot of the fight. Was right there.
Two old men grabbing each other.
Beating the
one
piss.
of them talks shit. The other one talks shit back and then punches him in his face.
Punches me right in the face, motherfucker.
What a weird life.
Brock's favorite part of it is the end of the third round when I'm like, he has my back, and I'm just like trying to
fighting
like
hands,
trying not to get choked
choked.
out. And I said, Brock, how much time is left? And he's like, 20 seconds. And Brock thinks I have like some master plan.
Oh, right. Now's the time to go. But you were just waiting for that.
I just was wanting to know how long I had to survive to get.
How
out
long
of
do
that
I have to
fucking-
not get choked?
how long do
21 seconds?
I can do it.
I'm on it.
I cannot submit.
Like
for
I was
20
talking
seconds.
about the other day, and I'm like, man, I kind of wish you would have knocked me out, but like I'm kind of taking a beating here, like just wanting it to be over.
Well,
I've had a couple of friends be in fights like
There
that.
is
where I
a-
just, you know what? Maybe we can be done. It's
There is an
okay.
interesting point where you're in a fight and you realize you can't win it.
Yeah.
But you also, so now you're not fighting to win anymore.
Yeah.
You're fighting to not lose. Or to not.
Well, and that lines
I
up
just-
really well with jiu-jitsu philosophy, which
does.
is don't lose.
Don't lose. Just survive.
It's not, they'd like to win. I have to win.
Right. Right.
Like it's not okay that I absorb strikes to the face. It's not okay that this guy has my back. Whatever it is.
A little bit of strikes in the face ain't too bad.
It's fine. I'm a gigantic pussy. I can't take one. I don't want
So
one.
I do not like getting hit.
No,
in the
I
face.
hate it.
Ever since I stopped doing karate, and I stopped, it was quite a few years ago, and man,
Who was president? That's how we're gonna figure out when that was.
Clinton.
Clinton, the first one. Okay, first term. Yeah.
It was probably second term. I mean, I trained for quite a while. Trying to remember. I mean, it was pre-Eclectic Cafe, so. No, it wasn't. It was the beginning of the Eclectic. Anyway, long story short, I don't like getting hit in the face. But then when I did the fight, it didn't really bother me. And I mean, I got hit a whole bunch of times.
You're so hopped up on,
Yeah.
like you go out there for a tournament or you go out there for a fight or whatever. You're so hopped up on adrenaline and norepinephrine. And
It's
You'll
different.
feel it later,
It's
but
different.
it's-
Oh, fucking! Do
Yeah.
you think? Like the next day, I actually messaged Kelly, or not messaged him. I put a post on his Facebook, and I said, "Hey, Kelly,
My face
I
hurts.
hope you're doing."
You
I said,
asshole.
"Are you doing okay, man? Are your hands all right?" Because if my head is any indication,
I can't imagine what
beat
your hands
the
feel like.
shit out of those things with my head yesterday. I wasn't like, I had a little bit of a black eye, but man, like
you
it was,
were-
I was like tender.
You got lumped up a little bit.
There is a difference though between getting hit on the ground and it's much harder for people to generate the big power on
for
the ground.
sure.
He really only got me with one really
Well,
good one on
especially
the
he
ground.
spent the majority of that in your guard and
And he
he
was trying pretty hard
okay.
he wanted a submission, and
I don't know.
yeah, right.
Who
but
doesn't? They're the
I mean,
coolest thing ever.
actually, I feel like if he would have tried to pound me out, I think he could have.
Oh, yeah.
He could have
Maybe. I
actually
don't know.
finished it.
I don't know. I don't know how stiff his hands
On
are.
the other
but-
hand, if he did, he might have
You might have
given me an
submitted him.
opportunity to submit him.
Absolutely.
So it's always hard to say. He played the safe match.
Yep.
Whatever. Why the fuck are we talking about this fight?
because it's one of my favorite days.
It was.
I remember when you started training for that fight. Like, and Brock told us all, like everybody who was even remotely close to your size, because you're pretty small for the team we had
Yep,
at the time.
yep.
It was basically just me and Angel and Tyler I think, that were anywhere near.
Actually, Dan O'Neill.
Dan O'Neill was still
Dan
training,
O'Neill was
yeah.
training with us.
The
He
real
was-
deal, Dan
Oh
O'Neill.
God, I miss Dan.
Oh my
O'Neill.
God, it was the worst too. Dan, if you guys don't know Dan O'Neill, used to do some MMA.
He used to be somebody.
I
I think he's still training now.
I
I
think he
shouldn't. I
is.
shouldn't
It's-
talk
it's
shit.
in-
I think he's at M Theory maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But he's he's tiny.
He's a
little
hobbit.
dude. But he's
Bad motherfucker.
very he's a really good
pretty
wrestler.
goddamn strong for being that size.
And just has a really creative jet.
Yeah.
But for the biggest portion of training for that fight was knowing that I was going to get taken down, so I had to work about my ass against the cage. That was all,
Yeah.
So
Which is
over and
literally the
over
worst
and
fucking
over
part about MMA.
again,
that's the thing that looks the worst to me is
Having-
that wall fighting bullshit.
and having Dan drive me into the fucking wall and then take me down over and over and over again. And I never had an answer for it. I was like, am I getting any? I'm not getting any better at this. I'm
just getting you used to the idea.
Just getting thrown to the ground over and over again. And as soon as you get down, I have to
No
get back
mercy.
up.
No mercy from the real deal. Just over and over
I
and
just
over.
can't believe you fought in your 40s. Good
Yeah,
God.
that's pretty crazy.
Like that's when I didn't like work on getting big and like just devote myself to like weightlifting or anything.
How the fuck did this happen?
I was
you eventually did.
Yeah.
All right. I was like, this is an accident?
Like, when I decided
He
that
was
like
bit by
I
a
was
bee.
not going to make it in combat sports, like this is not like you don't have.
This is not
going
gonna
to
be my
This
thing,
is
yeah.
not for you. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get huge.
What's all this you versus you thing I hear so much about? That sounds like a wonderful. Let's do that.
Fucking, and then because then I'm like, okay, I'm like, you don't have to fucking do this. You don't have to fight anybody. You don't have to, you don't have to be a good puncher. You don't have to
Totally
fucking,
optional. You don't have to
just,
do anything.
Just get big. Like that's all.
Get big enough, people won't fuck with you, even if you can't fight. Anyway.
Well, actually, that didn't stop. Like that didn't fucking help anything.
No.
I just fought like a different caliber of guys. Then it was these great big fucking gorillas that are like, oh,
He's huge. He's probably super tough.
And I'm like, oh, like the fuck, like. I don't think you've ever. I don't know if you've ever seen the video. Like Cody's got it on his phone. It's a security video of
I'm gonna see it
great
now.
big fucking dude just fucking lighting me up when I'm talking to his friends. And Cody wound up choking the guy out because he fucking like big old dude, like Cody's height, jacked, like all fucking juiced up, just a massive dude. And I don't know why, like when you're that big, like you don't feel like you have to sneak up on anybody, man. Like I would have fought you like toe to toe.
It's totally fine.
But
if you want to just have this out, we can have it out.
I'm talking to his friends, and he like fucking hands his butt like from the security camera. You can see like a nice overhead, and he like hands his jacket to his buddy, like I'm talking to like a bunch of his buddies are here, and I'm fucking blah 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 blah. And he puts his hand on one of his buddies, and he fucking cocks back and pushes his buddy out of the way and just fucking hammers me. And I'm like, wacka. And I'm like, whoa, shit. Like this escalated quickly. So he comes with another one, and I slip that one.
I didn't realize I was in the parking lot.
But by the time I fucking go for the takedown, Cody'd already stepped up behind him and fucking just slept that dude. Because I'm like, why the fuck isn't this guy going down?
Because he's been held up by.
And all of a sudden, like, and I peek out, when I take a fucking peek out, and there's Cody like, and I'm fucking
using the hidden superpower that
and
is
I'm like,
jiu-jitsu.
God damn,
And do you know Cody Gridley?
Yeah.
Yeah. Humongous.
I've met.
Yeah.
I've spent 5 minutes underneath Cody.
Fucking last time I was I was training with him.
Not sexually, although I'm sure that'd be a great time. We had geese on. It was a manly thing. It wasn't.
Doing the thing, running around the circle, and Brock was there, and Brock goes, attack. And fucking
Fuck
Cody.
that. I hid.
Well, no shit. He grabbed me and fucking tossed me.
Oh, dude, I've told people to leave me to fuck
and I
alone
was
during
like,
that thing.
Well, I go, and I was like, get the fuck off me. I was like, I'm done. God damn it. I couldn't fucking breathe. But I mean, like, hip tossed me and landed his bit. I was like,
and Cody, like,
what
that's
are you
one of
doing
those guys that,
picking
like,
me?
if Cody was 5'10", he'd still be a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
But Cody's 6'4".
Yeah, he's a
and just a
big man.
fucking freakish, like his fucking, like, look at his wrists and shit. He doesn't even have wrists. It's just great, big, gigantic fucking forearm.
It's like a
into big
Popeye
old
thing.
fucking mitts.
Yeah.
And
We call
he can,
those
like,
Brock Larson arms.
and he can do the splits, and he can drop down into the splits and shit. And he can fucking, and you don't want to stand and bang with him either because he.
Cody, why are you grabbing the little guy? Why are you grabbing the little guy and fucking throwing him on the ground?
That's the moral of the story is bullies. Bullying's bad and wrong.
But yeah, like shit like that, fucking. Anyway, like I was like, okay, I'll get big.
Yeah.
And
But if you're gonna run around looking like you look, you're gonna have to dodge a haymaker from a fat guy once in a while.
The magical thing though is like for a lot of guys that like still like mix it up in bars and shit, which there's less and less all the time.
Good.
Right?
That's so dumb.
I fucking now that I'm like our age, now I can tell guys, yes. Now I'm like these guys' dad's age.
Right.
Or like their coach's age or whatever.
You can
the
use
shit.
your authority.
And yeah.
Wait.
And now I'm like, thank God these motherfuckers don't want to fight anymore.
Right, they don't want to hit. They don't want to hit
that
dad.
shit anyway. And fucking and they're like, okay, yes sir. I'm like, oh, thank
goodness.
fucking God.
It's the gray in the beard. I've always found that to be like incredibly, like you see a guy with gray shot in his beard, you got it going on too. It's like, oh, this
It's
motherfucker's
so
seen
useful.
some shit. I should listen.
So useful.
And it just means you're old. It doesn't have any bearing on wisdom.
There is.
But
Well, that's absolutely true.
you did manage to live long enough to get gray hair in your beard, so you probably know a little something.
Right.
Not to get, to look both ways when you cross the street, that sort of shit.
I always think when a guy who is, I think I'm pretty unassuming, or whatever.
Would you describe yourself as unassuming?
Yeah. But then
get that looked at.
until I get pissed, and then you got a little guy who's like,
I've only seen you like legit hot like once,
Really?
maybe once or twice.
You have?
You were under some pretty extreme stress, and I think that was mostly just frustration rather than the rage you're describing. But I think it was you were doing an event of some kind. I can't remember what it was, and just everything was going wrong.
But
you were starting to get a little hot.
When I do get pissed, like I get like a big old vein that sticks out in the side of my head, and I like.
How big is this vein?
It's impressive.
Would you call it a substantial vein?
It's substantial. And I like go and like I just. I don't want to say like I don't have any fear, but I don't. I just like
We're not paying attention to
and I'm
it.
like, "Ugh." And when a little guy does that to somebody, I think they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Well, it's like the chihuahua on your leg.
Right.
And you're like,
Like-
hey, it's a chihuahua, but it's got fucking teeth. You know what I mean? Like it can bite you.
Right.
And you are a trained
Comparing
fighter.
me
You know,
to a child.
like,
But people don't know that.
You are basically
They don't
a
know. They don't know that somebody.
like the full-grown man version of a chihuahua.
I don't think this is very flattering.
Did you think it would be?
I want to get back to bald and veiny.
Right?
Let's just talk about my massive vein.
Shit.
Okay,
That's
so
gonna be your other fight nickname was bald and veiny Matt Taylor.
I was trying to think. Oh yeah, that was
I
Matt.
splashed water on my face.
It was-
That's so embarrassing.
I was bummed out that they wouldn't say Matt fucking Taylor.
That's what I'm saying. You needed an alternate nickname because I was waiting for it. The whole world. That was what the people wanted. The
Yeah.
people
I had,
wanted it, and they denied it.
All 8 of them.
I had
eight.
Josh talked into coming out to a certain walkout song when he fought again, but like
Back
you
when he was
seldom
manly,
get
when he was fighting.
you seldom get to like pick your own walkout music in a lot of these promotions and stuff because I talked him into and he was down. I talked him into walking out to "Do You Really Want to Hurt Me" by Culture Club.
Good
Sure.
one.
Boy
Good
George,
one.
yeah. Good shout.
And I was like, fuck, that would just be the best. And he's like, I'll do it next time. And then they didn't let him fuck it. And then his last fight was, I think it was King of the Cage.
Yeah.
And he couldn't choose his own walkout music.
They let me choose my own, but
You
I
were
went-
untelevised, yeah. So
I
you
was
could-
on televised,
yeah, you
but
do
and
whatever
some
you
of them
wanted.
I don't know. They asked me anyway. Like
Of course, Josh might have lied to me because he didn't walk out to "Do You Want to Hurt Me."
my
That's
choice.
very true.
Like they kept shooting me down.
I mean, Josh is a liar. So it's
The first song I wanted to walk out to was Tenacious D with "Karate I'll Kick Your Ass."
absolutely.
I was like, "This is
Dude, you told me
fucking so
that
great."
before the fight, and I was like, "That's the best idea you've ever
They were-
had, bar none."
And
motherfucker.
what's her name? That chick that runs.
no, if
that
I
show,
remember
she was like,
correctly,
"Mm-mm."
if I remember correctly, you came out to Old Bag of Bones.
I did Bag of Bones, yeah,
Which is
by Guy
amazing.
Clark, which is a really awesome
That's
song.
a deep cut.
It
That's
was.
not a
I
like.
loved
Not
it.
everybody knows that track, and you were. I'm gonna rep.
very
I'm gonna rep
impressed
this.
that you did. Yeah,
Yeah, and I have.
It's a great-
I have the weirdest. Taste
it's a great
in-
song though. It's about an old man who's trying to explain that he's more than just a bunch of scars and an old bag of bones. Like I'm.
Turned
more
out he was wrong though. That was literally all Matt
That was
Taylor
all I was.
It was just a bag
I
of
was like,
bones.
it was kind of. I was trying to pump myself up.
It didn't work. You wouldn't seem very pumped up.
Actually, if anything, that is true. Like
Yeah.
I was so calm
Too calm. It happens.
that I
We know
didn't
a
ever
couple of
get
guys
that.
where
Like,
it's-
you
I'm
know?
like that myself.
I
I
went
don't.
out-
I find it very hard to get up for
Yeah.
and get hard for.
Because I think the other way is a mistake too.
Yeah.
Like so many
You're
people
getting
get so
over-
like.
I'm gonna kill
You
this
know.
motherfucker, and it's.
Yep.
I don't know how helpful that is either.
I don't
I'm not
think-
an expert, but
Yeah, I think there's like a kind of a good balance.
Mm-hmm. It's intense. You
Something
want to
like-
be intense without being out of control.
Yeah.
That's how I took up painting my toenails,
Absolutely. That sends the right message.
just to take the edge off, to calm down a little bit, not come out too hyped up.
You do something.
It's very relaxing.
So
Well,
yours was among my
Snowman,
favorite walkout
like
music.
Munson, he paints his toenail.
No fucking way.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I fucking love that
I thought
guy too.
I thought that's what you were saying.
No,
but-
actually, I heard about it because from it was an Ohio State player back in the day.
Yeah. No, it's been around sports psychology for a while.
Yeah. And that's how I found out about
Really?
it. I didn't know the snowman did that shit. I love
That's
that
so
guy.
interesting. I
don't know that that's why he did it. Maybe he just liked painting his toenail. But
I didn't. I
He's a
certainly
snowman. He can do what the
didn't
fuck he
ask
wants.
him.
you seen that guy?
He's
Dude,
fucking huge.
You're cool, dude.
I've met him a few times, but
I bet you have.
one time, I did a seminar with him, which was really fun.
Yeah, because Brock still shows that stupid sweep he shows, the boot in the
that
chest.
He says, this isn't really a strength thing. And then he
it's
kicks
absolutely
a guy
a strength
across the fucking
it's
gym. and I was
100% a strength.
think
I
there's
love
more
you guys.
strength
Love you.
Yeah.
That is absolutely 100% a strength move.
But that time, but then
that's something Kyle would use.
I met
You
him-
can leg press 900. That's the perfect sweep for you.
Yes. It's really just a matter of kicking somebody. That's really
Yeah.
what you're doing.
So I can explain the whole trick to you. It's amazing, right? So you're in guard, and you kick him in the fucking chest.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the entire process. From start to finish.
Yep.
You
I
literally
like the really technical shit.
rear one leg back. This is high level, black belt only. You don't want to be fucking with this while you're just
shit.
starting out. But this is the super technical. You lean back and you kick him in his fucking chest.
So
as hard as you can.
So he at that seminar he showed months
Seminar.
ago,
He
showing
charged
this-
money for that?
No,
That's
it was
amazing.
free. Actually, it was an awesome seminar.
I'm sure it was.
It was
yeah.
Brock Larson.
I love Munson's jiu-jitsu. I'm not taking the piss out of
was
Munson.
Brock
He's a great
Larson.
competitor. But
It was Shoney Carter.
I was taking the piss out of Brock.
That one wasn't great.
Shoney Carter.
Shoney Carter.
Crazy.
Hermes Franca
Sure.
and Dave Monet.
Because why not?
Right.
That's the most eclectic
That's
group
quite a
of
fucking.
That's a hell of a fucking. And it was it was up in Duluth, or actually Superior, Wisconsin, and there was like 100 people there, and none of them had fucking ever done any jiu-jitsu.
Well, that sweeps perfect for you then.
But it was like,
That's
this
exactly
is
where you want to
horrible.
start.
This is such a bad idea. They were all like, it was like a bunch of wrestlers and whatever, but
MMA
nobody
fans.
knew anything. And it was like, Dave Monet showed this ridiculous, Dave's fucking shit is great, but you don't have to hide.
It's kayfabe.
What is kayfabe?
It's kayfabe. It's a God. You're breaking
That's a
kayfabe
secret?
if you explain kayfabe. So kayfabe is an old carny word.
It's just like, I wonder if my kid would know what that is.
Oh, I'm sure.
He was a carny.
Well, so this was way back in the 20s and 30s. They come up with this, but kayfabe was what you would say if you were talking to one of your workers, one of your partners, when you're doing pro wrestling, and a mark walked by. That's a fan.
Yeah, I know what a mark is. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty
Ben
universal. Yeah, right? No, we all have. Every wrestler starts out as a mark. Every one of us. But they, so if they would come by, you'd say kayfabe, and you'd know to shut the fuck up because this guy's within earshot. So the word became kind of this word you would use to being quiet. Don't talk about that kayfabe. Come on, keep the. But then we use it as a verb occasionally when you're like, if I had a beer here and I didn't want anybody to know I had a beer here, I'd have to kayfabe the beer.
I got you.
But bonus points for how funny it would be if they could still see the beer. That's shitty kayfabe. That's like we're.
It was like your vape. You were not really.
Yeah.
So anyway, Dave Monet, he says, "Hey, Matt, what should I do? What should I teach?" And I was like, "Well, obviously you got to do
Something exotic.
You got to do heel hook."
Clearly.
And
Nobody's
he's
ever
like-
trained
and
before
he's like,
fucking rip
and
you.
he's like, okay, and he like taught like a butterfly guard like to heel hook
Elevate
thing,
into the-
and I was
that's
like,
that old Dave
"You're
Monet shit."
fucking kidding me."
I'm actually a big
Like,
fan of that
I
stuff.
love it.
Yeah.
Love it. These people have never done anything before. I was like,
If you've never done a butterfly sweep, how the fuck are you supposed to butterfly transition to single X, tip sweep
Right.
into
And-
the heel hook?
and like
It's a 5-move transition.
without somebody getting desperately hurt.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I was
Those
like,
things are
this
horrifying.
is such a bad idea. It was a super fun seminar. My
I'm sure it
favorite
was.
shit though, oddly enough, was Hermes Franca. He was fucking.
Did he show
great.
arm in guillotines?
He did this thing. He did a bunch of
He had a
different things. but
terrifying guillotine back in the day.
It's actually not even really a guillotine, and
No,
we're
it's
getting
a
a little geeky.
face squeeze.
But he did this thing from half guard, and he'd slide up on the back, and they come through, and then come back down, and it really turns into an arm triangle.
Sure.
It's fucking beautiful though. I still use it. I still teach
right
it.
on.
Yeah.
Fucking
But
around.
Hermes Franca,
Selfish prick.
who was a really good 155 pounder,
He's jacked.
got
Jacked, brother.
Yeah, he and Sean
Believe-
Shirk fought for
I
the
believe
title.
he popped.
and
I believe
they
he popped
both-
several times as well.
They both like failed the drug test.
They
And
lit
you
that thing
have-
on fire.
Yeah, well, Herbie's was off the chart, and you
don't
kind
say.
of get like a weird
Guy had like bowling balls in his shirt.
right, and you kind of think like that, like there's this stereotype that goes along with this, like this guy just got popped for roids, right, and now he's gonna I'm gonna do the seminar with him, and I kind of thought like I don't know, is he gonna be? Man, he was like such
they're good
nice
before
guy. He was such a nice guy. He was just so gentle, and he had.
I'm a
super
firm believer that all of that PED shit, and I know it's, in my own sport and jiu-jitsu, it's fucking rampant, and powerlifting, it's fucking rampant, and everything else.
I don't know. I've never run into it.
No, you never competed against a guy who maybe was a little bit enhanced.
Never met one.
Never met a guy in your life. Fair
Doesn't
enough.
really
Ladies and gentlemen, a unicorn. But like, I've definitely wrestled guys who are gassing. Like, I've definitely done that. So it's not a big deal. But like, those guys are good before they start gassing for the most part.
Well, it's just like in the weightlifting world, like
it gets competitive, and it's everybody's doing it, so I've got to do it.
Well, because you run into like Joe Schmo off the street that doesn't fucking even work out. He's like, well, if I fucking, I'm like, really?
Well,
is that what would happen? Like,
yes,
if you fucking just,
yes,
think that's
actually,
how that shit
yes,
works?
actually.
Joe Rogan always talks about Hugh Jackman. When the way he looked in fucking
a lot of Hollywood, a lot of actors and stuff.
But like Hugh Jackman looked like, he was
looked
fucking
like he was made of.
huge.
Looks like I drew him.
In Logan,
He looked like a fucking comic book character.
People are like, how did he get like that? And
steroids.
And yeah, Joe Rogan's like,
he's
a lot
50.
Of
How do you fucking think he did it?
Look
An
at America's Sweetheart, The Rock.
amount of work. Right, but Joe Rogan was saying, how does he do it? A lot of steroids and an amazing amount of work.
God.
Absolutely.
There's no
like you
way,
can't fathom. Like,
there's no
funny.
way you get like that without pushing a fucking humongous amount of weight around all of the time.
There's a wonderful study, I believe it was at the University of Berkeley, where they split the untrained people up into 3 groups. In one group they gave steroids, in one group they did a resistance training program, and then the other one did both. And they wanted to see, who would gain the most lean muscle mass. And
I would guess
not surprisingly, the group
marginally
that both
better
trained,
results with the steroid working out group.
There was massive discrepancy in results among the group that was doing both. So the group that was doing both, no surprise, they gained the most. Number 2, to my forever irritation, steroids, no weight training. Gained more lean mass.
Steroids, weight training?
No weight training. I'll send you the study. It was amazing. And
That
it
is
irritated
amazing.
It irritated me beyond all belief. I'm like, are you fucking with me?
Man.
It wasn't by much. Kind of
makes sense though, because like the way that the steroid works is it's actually like healing.
Yeah, it's acting on the muscle tissue itself.
So it makes
depending
sense.
on what they were using. And I don't remember what sort of cocktail they were using to achieve these results. I'm not a chemist, thankfully.
Too bad.
Pharmacologist? Who would be in charge of that? Pharmacologist.
All right, so you wrestle. You do some all-star wrestling for a couple of years, and then you during
drive my
time,
car off the deep end, metaphorically speaking.
You kind of go down a dark road, right?
It was awful. So I realized almost immediately that I wasn't going to be very good at this. And then, you get involved with, it turns out everybody's super high all the time in that particular world at the time. I've heard good things about now. They're a lot more, now that the younger guys are in, it's a lot more kind of friendly atmosphere and a lot less of the party. Most of them are family guys. But back then, most of us didn't have anybody to go home to. We were on the road.
Right.
So it was, you get fucking
it's like
bored.
being like a stand-up comic.
Absolutely.
Or whatever,
Same style of thing.
Or a musician.
You get so bored. You're on the road 300 days a year. So you're so fucking bored. You just want to, like, the time in the ring's fun. Like, you go out and you work for 10 minutes, whatever, and then you fucking sign autographs for a half hour, and then you get in your car and you drive to the next town. It's really a nomadic life, and it turned out I fucking hated that.
Right, I can't imagine.
It was terrifying. So what do you do to alleviate the boredom? Drugs. You do a lot of drugs, and you fuck with each other horribly. Mean-spirited pranks were the order of the day.
Really?
Mean-spirited. We called it ribbing. So you would rib a guy. And it would start off small, especially if a guy started cracking a little bit. If he was sick of being on the road and he missed his wife or he missed his mom or whatever it was, you'd start fucking with him. You'd put toothpicks in his fucking shoes, and you'd do shit like that. Or you'd padlock his bag shut, throw the key away, or super glue the eye holes of his laces so he couldn't get his fucking boots on. Just real mean-spirited shit, right? Then occasionally you would get a savant who was better at these practical jokes than everybody else. And nobody fucking likes that guy.
An evil genius.
Evil genius. There's stories of like the guys who were like Mr. Perfect was notorious for this sort of shit. Mr. Fuji from back in the day.
Goddamn.
Paul Bearer was a mean-spirited motherfucker, apparently. He's dead now, rest his soul. But fuck that guy. Some of the shit he did was legendary. You know, there are some that I honestly can't tell you because I'm embarrassed that I was in the room for them, but they get awful. The idea of somebody super glued a guy's car doors shut after the show one day. He went out there with super glue and super glued the keyholes on all. Now this is back before there was keyless entry and shit. You know, so this car had a fucking analog lock on it and he was fucked. He had to wait. He ended up having to get I think he ended up putting a blow dryer on an extension cord or something and like trying to heat the glue up so he could scrape it out of there long enough to get the goddamn door open.
Man.
Yeah, guys, you pants guys on in front of people, you know, in front of the crowd. You do. One guy had
Seems
himself
like a good way
exposed.
to get yourself killed.
Oh yeah, that's the thing is you can't react. Like and everybody knows that. Like if you rise to the bait, if you get hot, it's gonna get worse. Way worse.
But some of these people are very dangerous.
Absolutely. But they're also new and they need to shut the fuck up and learn their place.
So you were
very hierarchy.
There's a lot of hazing in it.
No, I was at the very bottom. I don't want any misconceptions here. I was at the very bottom of the pecking order. I was getting pranked, not doing the pranking. I did get elevated about 2 years in. I got elevated to accomplice for some of them, but I was still not initiating anything. But I was an unwitting accomplice several times. You know, somebody'd walk up to you with a bag and be like, "Hey, can you go throw this in the river for me?" You would, sure, why not? Fucking toss it in the river. Because you have to listen. You don't when you're the new guy, you have to listen. You know, it's the same as any group or cult or whatever. When you're the new guy, you carry the bags. You rent the car. You go to the hotel and unpack everything. You know. You set the ring up. You sell concessions. Whatever it is, whatever bitch work, that's you. You know.
So when did you decide that you didn't want to fucking do this anymore?
When I blew my knee out. I had that decided for me. So I was in down south somewhere, Texas, I think maybe around El Paso. Yeah, because we did that on the Mexico loop. But I was in the ring with a guy named David Heath. He was on TV for a while. Gangrel, vampire.
Oh,
he got used to do the
yeah.
blood spit. Right. So this was after his TV time, but he was still pretty popular down south. So I got to wrestle him, and it was really cool. And I was like, oh, awesome! I'm gonna wrestle Gangrel. It's gonna be great. Can't call him that though, because that's his TV name, intellectual property and whatnot. But they own the TV. WWF owns most of those names.
So I watched if you ever watched it's on HBO, but I always just watch it on YouTube. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Absolutely, yeah.
He did a really interesting segment about the WWE.
He got nearly everything fucking right. There was a little bit of it isn't quite like that, that sort of thing. The nuance, but
he did.
He got the general gist of it pretty goddamn close.
Job of kind of exposing how.
Oh, it's horrifying.
What a bad deal it is for the people that actually.
Right, and that's the guys on top.
That's the guy, and that was his.
That's
point.
the guys
making.
These are
the guys.
The 100 or so guys that are on TV every week.
Right.
The rest of us are fucking lost in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, he was talking about the WrestleMania.
Yeah, my favorite place to work was Canada. Because at least they'd pay if I got hurt. Right. At least they would. At least they'd take care of me there. Here, I had to pay for my own insurance. I had to, do all that. And I didn't have any fucking money. So oftentimes you were working without insurance, and you just go out there and cross your fingers.
And it's so weird that opioids got overused.
Can't imagine. Can't fucking imagine. You're hurt all the goddamn time. You can't go to the doctor. Your buddy's got a bottle of Oxy.
You're supposed to fight this or fight. That's not really
fight. Pretend to fight in my underwear. Right. Yeah. So I was out there with David, and something happened, and I ended up landing awkwardly on my knee, and I felt something go, and I was like, oh well, that's fucked. So I realized pretty quickly I couldn't really stand real well. So I pulled myself over the rope, and I got up and. Told him, hey, we got to go home. I'm hurt. going home. We got to finish. We got to go into the finish. So I'm using inside lingo there. But so he rolled me up, boom, schoolboy, pinned me, got out, and that was it. Doctor told me I couldn't, it'd be a year or whatever it was before I was 100%.
So did you blow your ACL?
No, I ended up partially tearing, I think, the ACL. I think it was the ACL. This was 15 goddamn years ago, or 10. But it ended up not being a surgery, which was wonderful. But they went in and did an orthoscopic and cleaned it up, and I was told to stay off it for a while, and I had to do a bunch of rehab.
Well, I mean, that's the thing too, is that people, because it happens.
Then pills were delicious during that period.
It happens in jits like so often. It's
for
the
sure.
most common injury. Well, it's not the most common injury, but like people blow their ACL fairly often.
Oh, it happens.
And the problem is, or not even blowing it, they'll tear their ACL, and then, they'll go to the doctor. The doctor will be like, this is serious.
This is serious.
So stop being a dummy.
And we go, well, what does he know?
And nobody does. And how many people do I know that have had ACL surgery because they didn't let their ACL heal after a tear?
Absolutely.
I mean,
And it is what it is. And I probably would have been that guy if I were more in love with wrestling at the time. But I was already pretty disillusioned, and I wasn't making any money, and it was hard, and it hurt, and I was just trying to figure out how I could eat more somas. It was not really a big deal. So when the doctor was like, "Oh, you got to take a year off," I'm like, "Oh, I guess I'm fucking retired." So I basically quit.
And then what did you do after that?
Fuck all. I went and worked at a steel foundry.
Really?
Yeah.
And is that when you started packing on the weight? And
well, no, that's when the drugs started really getting heavy. And that, because now I wasn't doing anything physical. I was, at least with the wrestling, you couldn't be high when you were working. So at least that was giving you time to be sober. It was when you were working, because you had another guy's life in your hands while you were in there. So you're a huge dickhead if you're going out there all fucked up. Sure. So that would force me to kind of stay sober during the week, and then I would just kind of go wild on the weekend. When I started working at the foundry, there's no rules anymore. The only one I'm going to hurt's me, and I didn't give a fuck about me, so I was high 24/7, And then after I got rid of that idea, after it turned out that wasn't great for my long-term health, I got sober, and then I started packing on weight again, because now I was eating again.
So really, so you started packing on the weight when you got sober again.
Yeah.
Now, when in this time period did you meet your lovely bride? And
after I was sober, but before I got really fat.
Okay. So you suckered her in.
Yep.
Before, but you'd quit doing the drugs.
Yep.
And then
I had gained maybe 8 or 10 pounds of my fighting weight back. So I looked okay.
Okay.
I no longer looked like an emaciated
and
skeleton.
Then as soon as you
as soon as she said yes,
you were like, fuck yeah, I am
fat and happy.
I'm gonna eat donuts.
Oh, it was terrible. Well, and we were both working all the time, and it was we fell into some pretty destructive eating habits. Together, and she's blessed with the anatomy or the metabolism of a fucking hummingbird, so it didn't affect her as much, and she's younger than me, so it wasn't as harmful for her on the outside.
Because so when I first met you, how much do you think you weighed?
Oh God, it would have been 7 years ago, maybe 205, 210.
Yeah, and you are not a huge guy.
No, if you can't see because I'm sitting down, I'm 5'6.5" or something like that. 5'7".
That's interesting to me though, because I thought of you as really, really fat.
Yeah.
But now I was almost 200, so you were only a little bit more than me.
Yeah,
back then.
I carry mine a lot sexier than you do, though. In my face
so maybe
and
that's
neck.
true. Because when I get fat, I get a belly. That I just get,
and I have one anyway.
You do not. But I get the beer belly. You know, and I hold all my weight right there, but I don't necessarily get the jowls and shit.
When I get high body fat percentage, I think it goes in my face and my chest, and kind of all over. So
I've been blessed.
I hide it pretty well.
I spread mine around.
You just fucking grow muscle, apparently.
Well, I'm jowly.
I'm legitimately shocked if you guys can't
boobs,
see how fucking
belly,
big this guy is.
Fucking, I am pretty fucking fat. I do have a lot of muscle, yes, but I am fat as hell.
Looks strong as shit. I'm actually super intimidated.
I'm 280 pounds right now.
Christ on a crutch.
I'm I'm about to work on that.
Do you corner well? Like if I have to run away, corners are the thing I'm gonna hit.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like people are like, oh, I'd hate to have to fuck with you, blah, blah, blah. You know, and I'm like,
I'd be all right.
Stay away from me for fucking like 5 minutes. Then
Out
you're
of
gonna wind up
gas.
saving my life because fucking you got to call me an ambulance because I'm fucking dying from chasing you around.
Right.
Like I am.
Well, it was so funny.
If
I
you
was
just
standing.
think about it. I'm not very dangerous,
Very dangerous for like 10 seconds. Though.
right? We're in a
Might
phone booth.
Literally tear you in half.
I mentioned my that dog I used to have, Fezzik, and he's a Saint Bernard, and he was just an awesome dog. But the neighbor dog would come over and fuck with him.
Sure.
And Fezzik would just be like, I'm gonna fuck that dog up. I'm gonna fuck that dog up. But he would just like sit there and he wouldn't do anything. And then that dog would be running around. And then all of a sudden he'd just fucking go after him, right? And he just with everything he had, and that dog would run and run and run, and it would last about 3 minutes. And then Fezzik would lay down. He would fucking just lay down in the yard and just sit there and go.
I feel like that might be your spirit animal.
I loved that dog so much.
I can fucking relate.
Right.
But he was so funny because he was so ferocious for like 3 minutes. And that,
Solid. That's
and
all
that
you
other
need.
dog, I think, was like a
If you just win in a minute, you don't need cardio.
the other dog was like a
Why didn't you just knock the guy out?
Australian Shepherd.
That was your problem in your fight. You should have just fucking finished the guy right away.
I fucking tried. I swung really
Clearly
hard,
you
and then
didn't
he
try
just-
hard enough because
well,
that's all it takes is effort.
right.
Training doesn't factor in. Dude, you have any idea how many times I've heard that from people? Like coming in, like you and I, we both teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and we've taught beginners, and sometimes some of the things they think are a little fallacious when they come in, you know, and they're like a lot of them, it's go 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 for the first 30 seconds, and then they're trash, you know.
Right.
But it's like there's a reason we're doing it the way we are. You know?
Yeah,
like, we
the
have
thing-
figured out how to be good at this.
The thing I always notice about like people, especially if they have a like a competitive wrestling background,
For sure.
is typical, is that it's like, you know, like in wrestling you're taught like pressure, go,
Absolutely,
like
100%
keep pushing
forward
through
the whole time.
and that's got a place.
Absolutely, it's
Definitely
called
has a
no
place.
gi.
Well, yeah, no, but even in
You're
in
wearing the
regular
gi. That
jiu-jitsu,
shit doesn't fly.
like that continuous like go pressure is tough to deal with. But when you start working with somebody who actually knows what they're doing, now all of a sudden that it kind of becomes a liability.
You can't-
and now
Get yourself into a bad situation.
and then
And it just
when-
gets
when you
worse
run
and
out
worse
of,
and worse.
But the problem is that like nobody has an endless gas tank.
No.
So somebody's like
There are people that have made me
pressuring,
think they do.
pressuring, and then once that gas tank's empty, it's fucking empty.
Now it's
Like,
Matt Taylor's turn
and then,
to shine.
And then all I've been doing is laying there, letting
Literally
you
all I've
maul
been
me.
doing is laying there getting cross-faced for 2 minutes.
And I've been-
so I'm fine.
and I'm fine. And now the fucking beating will begin.
Right.
You know?
Now I get on top.
You can't
Now
even like
it's
move
the-
your arms. This is gonna be fun.
Well, and it's so funny. So I
as
have
soon as you
I have a
said that, all I could think
reputation.
about was fucking Mark Hunt fighting
Right.
Big Head.
Yeah.
Not Big Head.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. Yes.
Big head. Also,
Big Head.
also yes.
Yeah, right. But no, Bigfoot and fucking Mark Hunt going at it.
That was amazing.
And just like,
They're both gone.
you know, like, God, one of you guys just have a heart attack.
I was
and end it
100%
already.
sure one of them was going to
Fuck.
die. I felt terrible during that fight because I was like, "Oh, one of these guys is gonna die," and then the Dada 5000 and what's his name fight happened, and like one of them did die, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm such an asshole." Anyway, and then I thought about it, and I was like, "Fuck that guy. I don't care. I don't know that guy." But so I have a reputation as a bottom player, like as a guard player, and I
After last week's episode, I have a reputation as a bottom player myself.
There was eight jokes that came into my head that I just went.
you just
He's going through
you
his
got all the way
Rolodex, so I had
through.
to sneak that
That's so
one in.
respectful of you. I feel so flattered that you went through 8.
I let Kyle go.
I'll give you 3. If I can think of more than 3, you're getting hit with one of them.
So you're a bottom player.
Yeah, right. Strictly bottom player. But I have a reputation for being a bottom player. But like you said, a lot of that is just sort of lying in wait. You know, a lot of it is
Right.
I'm attempting to sweep and get on top and that sort of thing. But I'll take something if it comes along.
Well, right, yeah.
But eventually you're going to run out of gas because passing is the fucking hardest part about jiu-jitsu, bar none. I would imagine. You're a
Yeah.
teacher yourself. Passing is the most physically demanding part of it.
Right,
If they've got a guard.
right.
You know, if it's a white belt without a guard, then it's easy.
Right.
You just pass. But if they're a guy with a developed open guard game, passing that guard is exhausting.
Yep, come here.
So if you just sit there and let them pound on your guard for a few minutes, they might be out of gas.
Right. Right.
Now is your turn.
So like there's that kind of that period of time when somebody, especially who has a wrestling background, comes in and then they it takes them a while to figure that out, that, oh shit, I'm just get exhausted. And
yeah, I'm out of energy. So that's unfortunate.
How to learn how to use the energy when you need to, and then not when you be able to conserve it when you don't. Well, I always say like learning jiu-jitsu when you first start out is not like learning to swim.
No.
It's like learning to drown.
Yeah.
And then just becoming okay with that.
Just making peace with the idea that you're going to be drowning the entire time.
And once you can do that, then
well, and that's what it is, and you'll be able to back me up on this. But I get so frustrated because one of the big things you hear from guys, especially kind of into their white belt journey, into their blue, is like, my cardio sucks. I need more cardio. I have to get more cardio. No, motherfucker, you need to get better at jiu-jitsu. Like, it's not your cardio's fine.
Right. No, you do hear that a lot.
Like, it's okay.
And
it's okay that you're tired.
I don't have good cardio.
No, I have terrible cardio. I haven't done anything over 6 reps in years.
Right. I'm not gonna win a race, dude. We're not running.
Dude, I don't work out with dumbbells because I'm afraid they're gonna make me do more than 10.
But I can run I can roll an hour. Be done, and I'll be sweaty, whatever.
Sure.
But I'm not.
My heart rate never went over 150
because we've learned through the years, and I think that you and I, like, both are people that aren't, didn't come in with a lot of juice.
What are you saying?
We're small people, and we work with fucking monsters.
We're small and maybe not the most naturally athletically gifted people on the planet.
Right, and
that's fair. I'll agree with that.
And because of that, I think we
cannot run fast.
I think it makes you have good jiu-jitsu. I'm not gonna say
it forces you to have a good style of jiu-jitsu. And I've blatantly stolen most of your shit over the years.
That's called teaching.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, it's stealing because I don't give you credit for it. Oh, I'm like, I invented this shit. Matt Taylor, because he forgets he fucking told me.
It's not a meme, for Christ's sake.
Like
he honestly forgets. He'll teach me some really cool shit like 5 years ago. He will honestly forget he showed it to me. He'll see me doing it, and then he'll be like, "Oh, where'd you learn that?" I'm like, "You
like,
fucking,
that's really fucking cool. What did you?" And you're like, "You taught it to me." I was like,
"You taught it to me like 5 years ago, verbatim." It's not like I changed the wording.
It did sound familiar.
It sounded familiar. I don't know.
I should have practiced that because it looked new to me.
It'll be the dumbest, most basic shit too. It's literally like a back take from half guard.
Never taught anything dumb.
Not dumb. I just mean unsophisticated.
Oh, no, you can't take it back now. Okay,
I wouldn't dare.
You came into the gym. You were overweight.
Oh, good God, we are going to try to get through.
Yeah, we're going to try to get through.
All right.
Well, I just kind of wanted to
paint a picture.
It's pretty hard, I think, for people who didn't know you back then to realize what you came from. Now, I'm not saying
I've had to prove it. I've had to show pictures.
Get out the pictures.
Yeah, right. I've had to get out the pictures and go, no, dude, when I started, I was not in,
you were in,
not like I'm a fucking bodybuilder now, but like I'm definitely in better shape than I was 7 years ago.
Overweight, a heavy smoker.
Yep.
I never have to prove to people that I was a heavy kid.
No, I believe you. I believe you without exception. I'm like, yeah, no, that makes sense.
and I don't think it's fair to say that you weren't athletic. You just hadn't been athletic in some time.
Sure. Yeah.
And
I was used to. I'm used to moving around, and I'm used to guys grabbing my head.
And very few people in your circumstances who start jiu-jitsu stay with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, unfortunately, and they absolutely should.
Period of time that it sucks.
Oh yeah,
you got to be.
That period was about 2 years long for me.
Right, and it
I sucked hot.
It doesn't matter
garbage.
how athletic you are walking in the door. There's a period of time that's going to suck.
Yeah,
but if you're Tony Martin, that period of time is drastically shortened. Yeah,
and it's totally fine. And there are guys
like all the lumps that he took when he took up wrestling in high school.
Right.
Dan.
Well, and some people pay their. So in jiu-jitsu and in pro wrestling, we're sort of obsessed with this idea of like paying your dues and like earning your place. And I think we can be a little cliquey, for lack of a better word.
Jiu-jitsu for sure.
Yeah, for jiu-jitsu for sure. And it was exactly the same in pro wrestling. There's the savages who have been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Then there's the people who just maybe started a year or two ago, and then there's your fresh meat.
Right.
And there's a definite hierarchy, and that is hard for people to understand and deal with today. And I don't know why, but like that makes total sense in my head, because like I've been on teams my whole life,
Right.
and I've been the low guy on the totem pole, and I've been the guy in the middle, and I've been the guy on the top, and that's just sort of the way life goes. Sometimes you're on the bottom and sometimes you're on top, but like people want to skip the line in a lot
Right.
of cases and just be good right away. Like,
Right.
that shit don't happen.
Right. And if it did happen,
It's an anomaly.
it would it would be unfortunate
Yeah.
because it.
How many guys do you know that came in?
It's
You're
the
like, that
journey.
motherfucker's going to be really good, and then you don't see him
Right.
ever.
Right. Yep. But what's most impressive is when you have someone who you think they're never going to be good.
I don't know
But
who
they
you possibly
stick-
would have met like
Is
that.
that the most impressive? Because there's a movie that you should see, you motherfucker.
Is it Rudy? Is it maybe Rudy?
Thank you. Thank you.
It was like a 70s porno without the sex. It was fucking horrible. I couldn't get through it.
I respect your opinion, and you're wrong.
I happen to love 70s porn too.
Also, yes.
Well, I don't mind 70s porn.
Also true.
I just would rather have it with the sex.
So I can put you down for pro porn with sex in it.
I am
Across the
It
board?
is-
Yeah,
it
no,
is-
In all circumstances?
it is the
Okay.
best.
I am definitely.
It's the best version.
Especially
I am-
70s porn where like the guy's balls have sideburns.
It's just
and
weirdly
shit.
awkward if there's no sex in a 70s porn.
Yeah, it's called fucking Rudy. It was weirdly awkward. But yes, it is like I feel like it's when you have a guy who walks in the gym who is Tony Martin and he ends up like becoming great. That's great.
I
It's
guess.
very cool.
Yeah, I guess
But
that's
when you have
fine.
somebody who comes in who is not super athletic and yet sticks with it and then
Yeah.
actually becomes very, very tough and objectively tough. Like
You're talking about somebody else.
You're a
now.
badass. No,
You're
I'm
talking
not
about somebody
I'm
else
talking about
now.
you. And that's a fucking.
I'm okay.
That's a journey that I find like really inspirational. Because like, and I mean, it's kind of my journey as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
Like I
Dude,
didn't come in.
I've heard
the
your story a
gym.
bunch of times, and
Yeah,
from
super
your own
athletic
mouth
and-
occasionally, and from other people's mouths occasionally. Both versions are great. But like I identify a lot with your journey. You
Yeah.
know, like I think that's why we became so close when I started. Was like I absolutely get it. You
Yeah.
know, like I get having to work for it.
Right. Because
Like it's-
and as much as I
It
love
don't come natural.
as much as I love Brock and how much
Absolutely.
and I think that
But he's a natural.
an amazing teacher and an
Absolutely.
amazing martial artist and actually I've enjoyed watching him get old.
Oh, absolutely. It's hilarious.
Because
It's the best thing ever.
well, it's also made him better.
Absolutely.
Because his technique has started to get more refined.
Not that it was bad.
Never bad.
But yeah, but it was.
But he would be like,
He could
yeah,
get
so
away
I
with a lot
used to do
more."
it this way, but now that my elbow doesn't work the way it's supposed to,
Right.
I
I do it the
realize
other
that
way.
I have to actually go here because then I can use the leverage instead of the strength in my arm. Yeah, motherfucker.
That's how
what
the rest of
I've
us have
had
been
to do it
doing
the
it since the
entire
day
time.
one.
Because when my arm works just perfectly, it's not as good as your broken one. You
He
know?
can literally push more with one hand than I can with both. It's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. He's terrifyingly strong.
But that said, as he's growing older, like his actual technique is getting better, and it's not just so much the amount of time that he has spent doing it, though that is a
That's a factor.
significant amount of time. It's also just that his body started
Yeah,
to
he's
like,
had to adapt,
like to
you know.
adapt, and
And we all have
and
to
having
do that.
to adapt.
I
Shit,
roll differently today than I did
Oh, for sure.
5 years ago and 2 years ago.
some of the best like tricks that I have actually have come out of injury.
Oh, for sure. Like I can't do this, so I
get-
have to try this. It forces
Yeah.
you to kind of do a different
I
thing.
don't want to get too geeky, but crossing
Sorry, we're
crossing
huge
my
dorks.
feet on the armbar.
Sure.
That was a thing that came from the injury, from an injury, because I talked about it last week or the other week, but
The
I
hip
had
thing,
a
yeah.
no, it was I tore a muscle in my calf and it balled up, and I didn't have the ability to pull my heels down. It just fucking killed on my left leg. So I was talking to actually Dave Camarillo about it, and I was like, dude, I have such a hard time with this pulling my heels down like this. It just kills me. And he's like, well, just cross your feet. And I was like, what?
You fucking
You can't
loser.
cross your feet on an armbar. Like, that's a golden rule. And
I
he's
never
like,
heard that rule.
Well,
That's 'cause you showed me the other way the first time.
Because Dave Camarillo like destroyed that rule back then.
I thought you were fucking supposed to cross your feet on all of them. I didn't see, because I prefer it the other way. But
That's like, so it was kind of
you
like
were the
a
one who told me how to do an
rule
arm bar,
of
so I
jujitsu
fucking crossed my legs.
that you were not supposed to cross your feet on an arm bar.
I'll take
and
your word
Dave
for it.
said, no, it's totally fine. Just make sure you cross them this way. And then he showed me how to do it. And that has just become, the way I've done it ever since. Even though that's recovered, it now I feel like it's more effective and whatever. And it was just an interesting the way that works out.
No,
But
and I think that speaks to a lot of teaching, because you were teaching a lot of that stuff, and it's interesting. And I've chosen to do it differently in some cases when I'm teaching, because sometimes it's so jiu-jitsu is funny. It's really, really complicated, and there's always a what if. So when you're teaching, it can get really frustrating because somebody goes, well, what if they do this? And what if they do that? And what if they put their arm here? And can I ever put my arm here? Yes, 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 and yes. There is a time and a place for pretty much every movement you can make with the human body. Is it the best idea? Is it the way you're supposed to do it? These are all kind of factors. But so when I teach arm bars, I teach not to cross the feet at all, because I think that's easier for a brand new person to remember than, I can cross my legs if I cross them this way. And if his arm is in this place, and that sort of thing. So if I'm teaching like straight up beginners, no crossing the ankle, because that's an easier rule in my head than, okay, you can do it if X, Y, and Z are true.
I agree with you.
But when you're going advanced, nobody cares. For sure.
And I agree with you that it's easier, though I definitely teach beginners the exact same way as I teach. I don't like to teach basic moves and then say like, okay, here, that's the basic move. Now here's the advanced version of that move with
tier them like that.
I would rather teach essentially the same move. Let's call it an intermediate version of that move that has all of the moving parts of the more complicated move, and just take it in a smaller step. So that
kind of a broader concept.
Because
style.
The worst thing that happens is if you're using the basic technique and that fucking thing doesn't actually work, then you throw
your
away.
trust is broken.
Well, then you end up throwing it away. And I don't know how many techniques,
dozens,
I've
dozens
learned
and dozens and dozens
and
of techniques
then have
I've
realized
thrown
that they just don't fucking work. And then I don't use them anymore. And then and typically it's Brock.
Almost always
we'll bring something back, and I'll be like, yeah, that doesn't work for me. And then he'll just turn the knob just a little bit. I'm like,
we did a class on arm in guillotines.
That's fucking brilliant. God damn it.
A couple of months ago, we did a class, maybe a year ago now, but we did a class on arm in guillotines, and I've been frustrated with arm in guillotines since I was a white belt.
I think that was about a year ago, because then you came up and you fucking killed me with it. And I was like, you bitch.
Yeah, because I figured out what the fuck I was doing wrong. I figured out. Brock showed me a detail that I was missing completely. We don't need to nerdy get into what that detail was, but like, it's this one little change, and it just goes, trust your goddamn professors. Like, when they tell you something works, if it doesn't work, you're doing it wrong.
More than likely.
You're more than likely. Not always.
Because
maybe
sometimes
your
there are
professor
body
sucks.
style. No. Even if your professor doesn't suck. Sometimes there's body style issues.
Sure.
There are things that are hard
doesn't
for
reach
other
that.
people, or like some techniques like Darce's, which require a little bit longer arms. Oh my God, Kai! I just realized Kyle's dying. You got this look on your face like, I have no idea what they're talking about.
No, this is why I have to pee face.
Oh, we should take a break.
Let's take a little break.
And we've gotten far too deep into the minutia of jiu-jitsu.
I promise we'll stop being dorks when we come back.
Well, we can't promise that. All right.
I make no promises.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a minute.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to Spitballing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Matt Taylor here with my good buddy
Fezzik.
Also Fezzik.
And we have Danny,
who's more like the man in black.
Zwilling.
Wow,
Zwilling.
you nailed it the
Zwilling.
first time.
Fuck.
Completely fucked in the pooper on the second one.
Should we start over?
No, I like it. It's perfect.
Keep it in.
We were talking about...
Fix it in post.
We were talking a little bit on the break about the idea that they were going to reboot The Princess Bride, and there was some outcry. I didn't hear anything about this, but
no, you missed it entirely.
I never knew. No,
you don't run in the same circles I do,
Man.
where people just get angry for no reason.
Oh, yeah, that's my world.
That's where I know. I follow Kyle because he just gets angry about stuff. And I'm like, I love this.
From what I caught, you guys are totally pro. Redoing.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
absolutely.
The original movie was terrible. You can do better.
Yeah. I think we should put Jason Momoa in that.
Absolutely. I mean, he's in everything else.
Right, he was Conan.
Don't get me wrong, that dude, that's a dime piece. But he does not.
Right.
He does not belong in The Princess Bride, unfortunately.
So I love the idea of a sequel to The Princess Bride.
Sure, but
Yeah,
it's perfect.
not against that.
It had an ending.
Right, but it also
Happily ever after.
But also, the Dread Pirate Roberts is.
I would watch that.
Could the mantle got passed.
Yes.
Right.
So
And the
I don't know
guy-
if you saw
To Mandy Patinkin's character.
Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah, who
Mandy
is
Patinkin.
in? He's been in that movie or in that. I don't think it's HBO Showtime. I watched a little bit of it about the CIA.
I don't remember.
Can't remember what it's called, but
Wasn't that
he's. But
It's
he's
fine.
good.
He's great in everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, he could still pull off like the old Dread Pirate Roberts.
Absolutely.
And
50
then-
years later, when he's
Right. And
grizzled
I'm like,
old man,
let's just do it.
looking for his
I
replacement.
think it would be a great.
Yeah, I would
think
watch
it'd
that
be a great
story.
sequel.
I think you're
Yeah.
right. You've got me convinced. I'm pro sequel now.
I think
Changed
this
my
is.
mind.
I think we can make this movie.
Yeah,
I think we
feel
can
like
make
I
this
feel like you should make it here with this budget.
Right.
Anyway,
I'll make that fucking movie.
I think it would be fine. For those of you who can't see the studio, the budget is $0.
Well, I mean,
$9.95
You can get-
plus the water.
the curtain was free.
There's a curtain.
The curtain.
It's a free
was
curtain.
free.
Pretty
It's
sure
a
somebody
stripper
donated
curtain.
these chairs.
Somebody donated these chairs.
Very
We'll
nice.
get Matt McCormick to play Fezzik.
No,
Obviously.
Fezzik's son of Fezzik.
Fezzik died. He has. You can't.
You shouldn't
can't
replace Fezzik.
You
No.
can't.
Son of
That's
recast-
part of why I was so upset. I think.
So,
was
that's
they
the whole
like
thing.
we'd have to recast to do a remake. You'd have to recast.
Don't but don't do a
Don't.
remake. Do a sequel.
Absolutely.
And like
I'm
you
on board
can't
with the
ha-
sequel.
You can't have.
I'm anti-remake.
There is no Andre the Giant. Like Andre the Giant has passed away. Well, Fezzik's character has to die.
You
has
could
to
get
be
Paul.
dead.
You could get Paul White. Get the
Or
big
they
show.
could CG him. A or B.
I like that idea, like they did with Grand Moff Tarkin in the new
Yep.
Star Wars, where it's like, what the fuck is that?
Which
Fucking
was pretty fucking amazing.
That was pretty fucking amazing.
Okay, so full disclosure, I was pretty high when I saw that movie in the theater, and it freaked me out
Dude, because they did the shit out of that.
because I had no idea. I tried not to read anything about
Yeah, no, I won't.
any
I
of
don't
those
do any of
movies
that either.
before I go see them because I want, honestly, and I swear to God, I'm telling the truth, I want to like them.
No, I do too.
I really do.
I do. I usually don't, but
I usually
want
end
to.
up not, and I'm very disappointed and angry for no reason for the next 6 days. But I would really like to watch them. I would really like to watch them and enjoy them because I love the original Star Wars when I was a kid. My grandpa got me the special edition for my like 9th or 10th birthday or whatever it was, and I sat and watched them like 10 times. It was amazing. Then the prequels came out, and I was hurt forever. And just
They didn't exist.
saddened. No, I refuse to acknowledge them as canon. I
do
saw
too.
somebody posted something the other day about it might have even been you, but the order you should watch the Star Wars movies in.
Well, actually, it was a girl Trinity who's introducing her daughters to them. Or her
Oh,
daughter
yes,
to
yes.
them, and was like,
What
did
order?
she say?
Yeah, what order
it
should
was
I watch
brilliant.
these in?
Because she was like, I've decided it's time for her to know.
Yeah,
And I was like,
it's a very special
I love
moment
that,
when
you know?
somebody shows you Star Wars for the first time. That's a very special moment.
And for a second, I was thinking like, okay, Rogue One before you do, Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. But then we were like, no,
Strongly disagree.
because
You didn't like Rogue One?
It was fine.
Oh,
It's fine.
see, no, I loved Rogue One.
I
It was
loved
good.
Rogue
I
One,
loved
too.
the story. I thought it was great. I thought some of the characters weren't what I wanted them to be.
Man, I have no issues with Rogue One. Zero issues.
No, me neither.
Except for the fact that all of this was happening apparently, and nobody mentioned it. During the original story.
Well,
No,
but
they
did.
mentioned it.
They mentioned the suicide mission and stuff like
Sure,
that.
sure.
How they got that.
Many have died for this information.
Yes.
Like so, it was mentioned.
Yeah, that's
And-
that's how I describe the life-changing thing that happened and now will survive the rebellion. Many people died. It's like sort of them
I
not.
loved
It's
it.
like sort of them not mentioning dinosaurs in the
But-
story.
The way they did the CG with
Oh, yeah,
with
it's amazing.
with
Grand
Tarkin.
Moff Tarkin and
was-
Princess
and
Leia.
Princess Leia.
You know, like,
Amazing.
She walked off and I was
But
like,
what
"Oh my!" Sweet
really
baby
blew my
God.
mind was that there were lots of people that didn't even know.
Yeah.
Like they watched it and they didn't even realize that like it wasn't.
Yeah,
that
it's
there
not
was
another
CG.
person. It's it's
'cause
this
they didn't-
person, but they're 50 years older.
They didn't.
You know?
They didn't know the old ones well enough to like
Yeah.
like.
I don't even remember who I went to that movie with.
Rogue One.
But
That wasn't that long ago.
no, not Rogue One. The one with Tarkin in it.
Oh, that wasn't in the theaters when I was a kid. You old
No.
man,
The
you.
CGI one.
Oh, all right. What the fuck was that called? The first of the new ones. Who cares?
Shit,
Who
yeah.
gives a shit?
Right. It was the coolest part about
We're
that. fucking
sorry.
movie.
I wanted to like them. I really did.
I don't know what. And who the?
It was Rogue One.
No, the first of the new ones.
Tarkin was in Rogue One. It wouldn't make any sense any other way.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Was
because
it?
the other ones.
It's
were-
Rogue One.
Yeah. It was Rogue One that
was
Tarkin was in.
with the one with the Tarkin. Yeah.
So I was trying to think
The
of
Tarkin.
who I saw that with, but I had to tell. But I remember telling her, like that guy. That's not a real guy.
No,
Like, that
that's
guy's
completely. That's a robot
Yeah,
and a
that guy's
mask.
dead
and
now.
Yeah, he's
You know?
for sure dead.
And because I was like, I want to.
He was like 100 years old when the original came out.
But like, really, like if you didn't know, you wouldn't fucking
Right.
know.
Yeah,
Right.
totally
That's
crazy.
how fucking amazing. that
And
special
I mean,
effects.
even Leia was amazing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everybody should kind of know that
Yeah.
that's not what she looks like anymore.
God, no.
And now she's dead.
Still
But at
dead.
the time, she wasn't dead.
No,
I don't
she
think.
wasn't quite gone yet.
Yeah.
She was
I mean-
gone after the release, but before like
Like,
We talked
press
about
I
it.
used to watch old Tom Baker Doctor Who's. You know, like so that's
You
why like
fucking nerd.
special effects, fucking like this shit, like yeah, it's magic.
Doctor Who. I'm a dork. I'm not a nerd. Anyway,
Well, I don't like the new Doctor Who's. So
nobody does.
I
I don't have no idea who's watching those. I have no idea.
that is one of those, you know,
Who is watching this?
just shit like that. You know, like there's a lot of shows out there that are like, oh my god,
That's
that
on
show's so
season
popular.
12, and
It's
Firefly
just
gets
like
canceled
fucking-
after 2.
You know, like certain bands
One.
and stuff that are hugely popular, and I'm like, I don't know anybody that listens to that shit. You know, like
Well,
I've never met anybody that
Like
listens to that shit.
I used to give a lot of shit to like popular music, because I was way too cool for that when I was younger. I was like,
I still
I was
kinda
into
do that
the
shit.
bands that like nobody else liked, and like almost like Matt Taylor, but the music is actually relevant. You're the that way, but like with old bluegrass bands and
Yeah.
shit, like modern bluegrass.
And I mean, like I say it fairly often, but I really am only into music that I like.
Yeah.
That I know the people
For sure.
Like, and if I don't know them personally, I'm not really.
No,
that
I do
into
the
their
same
music.
thing with like MMA and stuff like that. Like
Matt's not a music
everybody
collector.
wants to
Matt's a
watch
musician
MMA.
collector.
God, that's a
That's
really good
very
way to say it,
true.
because that's what it is, right? And then when I know them, then their music's so much more important to me. And
Absolutely.
I, like, listen to it.
It's
in a different
100%
way.
true.
So yeah,
When
there
I
are
watched
a few bands that I
watched
really
Brock's,
like. But
Brock's last fight, his retirement fight. I was so emotionally invested in it that it literally ruined fighting for me. Like because after that, like
yeah,
I don't care unless I know you personally. Like unless you're my guy or gal, I'm not gonna watch. I don't care.
I don't care
You
either.
know, like,
yeah, I don't watch much of
I don't
any-
care who Robert Whittaker beat. No offense, Robert Whittaker, but I'm sure he's very, very tough. But I don't know that guy.
I was a little emotionally charged during Brock's.
I would imagine.
Well, I was right there on the ringside.
Yeah.
And
Dude, I was like 10 rows back having a heart
Appar-
attack. I can't
apparently-
imagine what you were feeling.
Well, apparently, while he was getting strangled, I
Slowly in front of God and everybody.
was freaking the fuck out, and it's on national television. Like,
Sweet.
you can like see me just comment.
Have you ever
on
listened to that
fucking
clip
hood.
with the commentary on there?
No, I've
it's so
never
funny.
seen it.
The
I've only
guy,
seen it live.
the Australian guy, literally loses his mind. It's like,
I gotta.
Brock Larson, you magnificent bastard.
Is it? Is it on?
Now I want to see that. Really
Is it
bad.
it's
on
amazing.
YouTube or like?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
I'm gonna have to
'Cause it was Fight of the Night.
because I never seen it. I saw clips of it in the UFC,
Sure.
whatever the fuck they call that show, which they did a bunch about Brock in that.
I feel like we should
As
maybe
well they should.
save that for when we have Brock back on the show.
Oh, God,
and,
yeah.
and figure something out.
You have
for
to play him that one, and then I'm going to
watch
send you
it,
the Roadrunner
like,
clip.
for the first time together.
Yeah.
there. Ooh,
That'd be
that
fun. You
would
watch
be-
the whole fight, have him talk you through it.
Yeah.
dude, something like that.
And then
know.
you got to spring it on him.
I'm just
He's not
spitballing
watching. He's not watching this.
He doesn't watch.
He doesn't watch. So
He
he
didn't
can do
even
this.
watch his own.
Then you give him after you play the fight video of him triumphant and strong and conquering the world, you play the Melvin Manoff clip where he runs like a fucking bitch.
Say you want a revolution.
And he just takes off running with his arms pumping.
You
That is the most seen clip of him on the internet, by the way, which I pointed out to him, and he thinks is hilarious. He's totally cool with it, by the way. I'm not telling
well
him.
he should
I've
be.
showed him this clip. He's okay with it. I'm not.
We talked a little bit about it when last time he was on here. I think we
You
talked about it.
touched
but
on
he
it.
said
It's funny because he won.
that's what he said. He said we wouldn't be joking about this.
We wouldn't be
Oh
talking
my
about
God.
it if he lost.
Right?
Oh,
It would have
no.
been such a taboo subject if he would have
Be
lost
like,
that
We don't
fight.
talk about. There's a couple of fights we don't talk about around the gym, just because it's like it's only been 20 years, so he's still mad about it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, very, very true.
Totally fine.
Right.
But no.
And like, you know, the other thing is like nobody that has ever been hit by Melvin Manhoff are
no.
among the people that would give him shit about
Oh
that.
God, no.
No.
Dude, that dude looks like an action figure.
Yeah. What did he say? What Brock said afterward? He felt like he got like
somebody beat him with a bat.
Yeah, hit him with a bat.
I
was
believe
like,
it.
It was like he's like, I don't know, man. It might not.
He
might have been-
he
it might
described
have been
the
worse.
first punch to me where he got hit, and he said his whole left side of his face went numb. And I'm like, dude, it's because you just had a stroke. The dude just hit you with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Fucking Manhoff.
The dude eats like smaller men for sustenance.
When he asked me if I would teach for him because he had to go for the man
Sure.
fight, we talked. I remember saying like, God, that name sounds really familiar. And he goes, yeah, you should Google him.
You
And
really
I was
shouldn't.
Like, I was like, I meant like, I'm like, Brock.
Are you sure?
What the fuck are you doing? Like, I've always like thought Brock was like indestructible.
No, I'm Team Brock all the way.
But I was like, that guy's like 400 pounds of solid muscle. Like,
he's
is that
terrifying.
even real?
And see, I was
No, it's
conflicted
not.
because I was a big Manhoff fan from like fucking
Sure.
Pride and shit. Was it Pride? Anyway, who
cares?
Like his international, like when he would come out, like with like in the full fucking like S&M regalia,
Sure.
with somebody with like holding his leash and shit like that,
Terrifying.
and just like watch him fucking wreck fucking heavyweights.
There's another one with
Just-
absolutely no enhancement whatsoever.
Right. Well, yeah, and that fight was in Singapore or Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yeah, Malaysia.
I believe it was Malaysia.
Which, like, there's no, they're like, all right. there's not a lot of testing.
No.
Let's say.
God.
Yeah.
Which
Well, that's the old joke, right? Is in organizations that are abroad, they give you a steroid test when you show up, and if you fail, they'll give you steroids.
Right.
Make sure you're up to scratch here.
Nobody wants to watch your goddamn clean athletes compete. We want to see the most jacked up fucking freaks.
That's the problem with like powerlifting and sports like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, of course they're fucking cheating. Nobody wants to watch
not even-
me
Oh.
try to huck fucking kegs over my head. They want to watch the 400-pound motherfucker try to do it.
Right.
Why would that be interesting? Me with my middle of the road bench press. Like that wouldn't be interesting at all. You want to watch the jacked up, juiced up mother monkey pressing 500 pounds.
It's like the Steroid Olympics, which was a
Yep.
SNL skit like a million years ago.
Oh, that was
And they
prophetic
showed
as all
like
get
the
out.
powerlifting guy like fucking goes down.
It's just a chest muscle.
And it just goes to come up, rips his fucking arms off. There's blood squirting out his fucking empty sockets and shit. Like that's
That's legit though. You see, there's that real popular clip of that dude breaking the deadlift world record, and he's bleeding out
Oh
of
my
his
God,
face,
yeah.
and he's struggling to get it up there. I'm like, yeah, that dude's probably clean. Not a big deal.
right.
He's on Zoloft and cocaine and sleeping pills.
Barely
Yeah,
an
but I mean, like, he's
barely an
ready
inconvenience.
he's ready to rock. He does not give a shit. I tried it, so I've gotten really into deadlifting over the last couple of years, because it's the number that consistently moves the most. Like, it's very,
You have actually?
Oh,
Gotten
absolutely.
into deadlifting?
Oh, absolutely.
Interesting.
But like, well,
That
because it moves.
supposedly-
That number moves.
Well, and supposedly, like, according to Jocko, that's like the most important.
Number one.
That's
Yeah.
the number one most important.
I would agree with
jiu-jitsu,
that.
like,
It's the most important athletically. I think. Now this is just my opinion.
he
I have
says-
an ACE certification, so don't.
he says all
like,
you.
don't take it as gospel.
Jocko says you need you need to be able to do deadlift, squats, and
Bench squat deadlift.
Bench overhead. If you're feeling frisky.
He doesn't say bench. No, it's squats, deadlift, and
Well, then what
pull-ups.
what the fuck does he know? If he's throwing bench.
That's all. He said. Like, this is what you need for your home gym or whatever. If you have access to those 3 exercises, you can do anything that else.
Well, and you see what all those exercises have in common is they're huge compound
I have
chain.
no
movements.
idea even how any of those work.
They're big compound movements. They use more than one muscle group. And when we wrestle, when we fight, I don't barbell curl anybody.
Yeah.
Well, I do deadlift people. I do squat people.
Likewise, bench is not in the world of like in the world of sports. Bench is not a super, especially flat bench, not a really useful thing. Which is why, like, when people
unless you're
like,
Melvin Manoff and you got to get Brock Larson the fuck off. He used the bench press technique a couple of times during that fight.
True. Well, and that's one thing. Like in football and shit, it was always like incline's way better.
Yep.
Because anytime if you're practicing this motion in football, that means you're fucking like flat on your back and somebody somebody's on top of you. You just got fucked up.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because it's the same reason it's not really specific to grappling and jiu-jitsu because we don't want to be on our back. Like, why would I, bench press and movements like that are very specific movements. And I'm a big believer in specificity. The closer you can get to mimicking the movement that you want to be strong at, the better off you're going to be when you're talking about transfer to other sports. So the deadlift works, and is really important for grappling because we use a lot of stiff back locked kind of positioning to increase our power. When you push, you don't push at an angle, you don't push twisted around back. You get your back straight, you get your hips in, and you fucking drive. So it equates to your takedowns, it equates to your presses.
Unless I have to.
Let's see, like bench,
you're forced to lift a case of beer or something.
If somebody's like looking to put on like just size and power, just straight up weight
deadlift
room,
is
like,
a very very first thing I tell them.
Bench, squat, deadlift. In fact, you know what? As long as we're on this,
he's pulling out his phone. Should I be scared?
Well,
is this a recurring segment?
I got a.
We don't have those.
Oh, okay, that's all right. Then.
We're trying. We're working on that. But I heard from a baller.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Better not be Holtz. If Holtz is your source, he's fucking wrong.
Shelby Nicky got a hold of me.
All right.
And Shelby's trying to put on some, just gain some weight, put some mass on. And he asked for recommendations. And asked what he should be eating. So
a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. And this is why I'm super glad that you're here.
Sure.
Well, among other reasons, I'm just glad you're fucking here.
I mean, I'm pretty cool anyway.
But
I do have areas of expertise occasionally.
So as far as like putting on size and power and stuff, you just putting some weight on.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you some things. Our answers are probably gonna be our answers might be different.
I'm gonna use the word nuanced a lot.
Right. So, what should you be eating? The answer is yes.
Yeah. The answer is almost always yes. I would agree with that 100%. For straight size, you're talking about caloric surplus.
Yeah.
So you figure out your basal rate. You can use an internet program if you need to, or give me a call and I'll do the fucking math, which I need my scratch paper and long division calculator to do. It's a very long equation. You can get around it by using an app. Find out that number, add 500 to it, and hit that number every day.
Don't like a lot of people like fixate on the amount of protein. Well, you do want to be, taking a lot of protein. You don't want to leave your carbohydrates behind and stuff.
Thank you.
I mean, just be eating a lot.
That's a purely mass gained perspective.
Yes.
That is easy. That's honestly the easy part of it. When you're talking about long-term health, there's some other concerns.
Absolutely.
Especially with your different macros and whatnot. But if you're an otherwise healthy young man, just hit that number and you'll be good to go.
Now I'm going this is just straight up.
I have a question though. Won't you just get fat?
It depends. Yeah.
Well, that's okay too. I mean,
size is size.
Yeah. if you're putting on honestly, there's a reason that you look at bodybuilders, and you look at different kinds of endurance athletes and stuff. Look at a bodybuilder and look at a power lifter. Sure. That power lifter, that bodybuilder might be strong compared to a normal man.
Oh, he's way stronger than I am. But he's way weaker than that other guy.
Power lifters don't have don't have six packs and shit.
Separate muscle groups.
Now, I guess
dates. What are we? There's lots of stuff they don't have.
Powerlifters are always married, and they're usually married to these tiny little chicks.
Very true.
Dates. That's funny.
But,
very true.
now, if you're Shelby's opponent was unable to
make
fight.
weight.
What? He couldn't make weight?
I think I heard he got in a car accident.
Oh, is that what that one was?
Because Mike Wall, of course, could make weight.
I think he.
Oh, was that the guy who was supposed to be fighting?
I think he walks around at like 97 pounds.
Yeah. I mean, depends on where he's at in the meth binge cycle. But
I honestly thought you were going to say menstrual cycle.
Or that.
He bloats up a little bit when he attains.
Sure. Don't we all?
But if you're, all this changes is if you're training if you're going to be training to fight.
Yeah. So weight class based gains, which is kind of what Matt's alluding to, which is like the desire to not gain a bunch of body fat along with your lean muscle mass, is going to be a little more specific and have a little bit more to do about what you're doing in the gym. Just putting on size, that's the easiest thing in the world. You just
basically eat a shitload, and then you also like lift a shitload.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then when it comes time to cut, you continue to lift a shitload and you stop eating as much.
And I'll be, now I'll get back to you, like on Facebook and stuff too.
Yeah.
We'll talk about your lifting a little bit. Actually, talk to us both.
Oh, for sure.
More information, good.
Feel free.
And, but like, bench squat, deadlift, those are like core lifts, not on the same day. Ideally.
Fuck it. Go to town.
Right?
All of it. What you're going to want to do is really embrace functional total body training, where we're going to hit every muscle group every day.
Balls out. You're done. You'll be
Fuck
fine.
it. You only live
I
once.
can actually tell if you're being facetious.
I am being very, very
not
facetious.
good, right?
That's a terrible plan. And do you like moving? Then no, don't do it that way.
I don't know, like Luke Popham.
Sure.
He has like talks a lot about like I don't know what's his like high weight, high reps.
Yeah,
like
he does.
he
does. I don't personally know his personal philosophy, but the classes I've seen him teach, and I've taken some of his classes, are mostly circuit training type stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a different kind of.
It's
realm.
Fucking brutal.
Yeah,
like,
it's hard. The question is it hard with a purpose, or is it just hard for the sake of being hard?
That's a great question. That's a great training question.
Looking at him and the results that he gets, like
you can't look at a single person and
no, but he has
results,
some really good results with his students.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, and I definitely don't want to get it twisted. I love Luke; he's great.
Well, you don't want to get twisted by Luke.
I also don't want to get twisted by. Well, he hasn't trained in a while. I think I might be okay for 30 seconds.
I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know. Luke, maybe.
No.
Let's hit me up. We'll do something.
I don't want to fuck with Luke at all.
No, that doesn't sound like a good idea.
No, I mean like.
But
like,
and I'm a big fan of doing
good.
hard things. Like for sure. And a lot of that circuit training is difficult. And I think it's important to do difficult things in your training. Like for no other reason, if to build up kind of mental toughness and go, okay, I'm tired and I'm going to keep going. Especially in combat sports and things like that.
One exercise that I remember.
If you've only got 20 minutes to work out, an hour and a half long circuit isn't going to help you.
One thing that I remember Luke doing back in the day when he was getting Brock ready for fights and stuff, but it was the hardest fucking exercise in the world. Was he had a 4-inch PVC pipe, and he'd fill it half up with water and it capped on both ends, and then you'd have to pick it up like whatever, and then hold it above your head.
Yeah,
that's it. That was your exercise.
So I file that mostly under gimmickry.
It's so
and no offense, Luke, and it's totally
hard
fine
though, because
it's not something I would program.
You start and you're fine for 10 seconds, and then all of a sudden it starts to fail, and then you start doing the whole wobbly wibbly.
Absolutely.
But
what's failing? It's your stabilizing muscles.
Right. And that's what that's what it gets to, is all these crazy.
Well, what it's doing is it's tiring them.
Sure.
And that's important because, again, for a fighter, you have to recognize that fatigue and ignore it. So the idea of it's like holding your hands up or something like that.
I don't know what the philosophy behind it was, but all I know.
Oh, for sure. No, and I'm sure he had a very good reason for doing it that way. For me, programming stuff like that is I don't really see it's that much better than something like a Turkish get up or like a kettlebell hold or something a little simpler without the gimmickry. But
I hear
gimmickry sells. And you got to pay your bills too. So I'm not hating on anybody.
Oh, right. The industry relies upon it.
Absolutely.
I mean,
especially today. Oh,
yeah.
Holy cow.
Holy shit, there's a lot of stuff out there.
There, you got guys standing
But,
on
like-
boogie boards doing squats, and you got people pulling plates off of each side for each other. Just the most dangerous, nonsensical bullshit I have ever seen. Like, you're gonna get killed. Like, I watched this guy drop a barbell on his head. He was doing cleans. He was doing clean and press or clean and jerk, or which I don't remember which lift he was doing, but he had maybe 20 pounds on each side or whatever, this lightweight Olympic lifting for some bizarre reason. And he kicks it up over his head and it rolls out of his thumb because he didn't have a proper catch. You know, and he didn't, like, they don't know how to do that part of it. It's a very technical, very difficult lift. And it bonked him in the head. And he went down like he'd been shot, obviously, because it's, 70 some odd pounds to the top of your noggin. But it's like, can you imagine if that was if that happened with an actual lifter, an actual Olympic lifter with 220 kilograms on that thing, it'd kill him.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to do these things down here before you can add weight to them. And I think a lot of people jump right into it when it's not the best. I don't think that's the best way to do it.
Well, I know that's
just a
super
personal opinion.
important. Like, and I don't do any of this shit, but like CrossFit,
Yep, absolutely.
doing CrossFit kind
That's sort of the knock
like,
on it.
If you don't want to not like, you're better off. You need to do these techniques correctly, and if you don't do them correctly, like, you're doing more damage
they
than
can be
good,
dangerous.
essentially.
Yeah.
Or
Well, I
even
find
dangerous.
CrossFit terrifying for
from
many reasons.
a programming standpoint, it frightens the crap out of me.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
A lot of it appears to me, and again, I'm not an extensively knowledgeable person about programming beyond kind of the basic periodization style, but there's not a lot of rhyme or reason to how and why they're doing certain exercises.
Interesting. Okay.
In so much as like, okay, we're going to do an overhead press, and then we're going to do a back row, and then we're going to do jump squats for time, and then we're going to throw the kettlebell around, and then we're going to throw a box spotter in there.
And it really looks like for me, I know I would hurt myself.
There are
Like,
great
wear and
great
tear.
trainers out there. Luke is one of them. I've watched Luke do his classes. He is a wonderful trainer. He focuses on technique. He teaches the right way to do these moves.
And I know some really
totally
athletic
fine.
people that have good results with.
Absolutely.
I don't really. I like.
For
I don't,
the general populace, not something I would recommend.
Sure.
You're more likely to get hurt than you are. But now, that being said, the difference between doing CrossFit and maybe developing some long-term spinal imbalance and sitting on your ass every day,
Good point.
I might tell you to join the CrossFit class. If it's going to take a class to get you out there and exercising, I go for it. Which would you want to get? Do you want it in the head or the belly? Do you want to develop a minor backache, or do you want to get heart disease? It's
Right.
Pick your poison.
I think it's all dumb. But
Shelby, I'm going to get you set up with some old school shit, maybe some pyramids, some
absolutely.
5x5s. We'll and
It's too many. Do 3.
but
Kidding, don't do 5.
like I'm mostly I'll get hold of you and we'll talk about goals and stuff, and talk about and especially like the main thing is, are you looking for another opponent? Are you going to fight again, or are you going to? I know that was your first fight, and it like I hope that didn't leave a bad taste in your mouth.
No, it's not
something
always
you want
like
to do.
that.
Pursue that shit. But
if it's not, don't. It's a good way to get hurt.
that too. But we'll talk
my
about that
wife
more.
fought. I don't know.
well, I did want to get into that. So
Oh yeah, no, she's an undefeated amateur MMA fighter, which embarrasses the crap out of her every time I say it. So I say it as often as humanly possible.
was there anything else though you wanted to talk about the lifting?
No. Oh yeah, that's right. There is one more thing. So yeah, like what should I be eating? Yes.
All of
as
the
far as
above.
the lifting, that core stuff. I shouldn't say core.
Now, all of them involve your core. Yes.
Those fundamental lifts. But of course, not just bench. We'll throw in some incline.
Just bench.
Just bench. Right. Just bench. How much you bench, bro? That's all.
It's all anybody gives a shit about.
Maybe, probably not decline. I'm not a big believer in that. But
Is it because you can't do it?
And then no,
it's because your decline is 80% of your flat.
Like as short as my arms are, I'm like already declined. But
You've got it. You're practically on a decline when you're flat.
But my decline looks like this.
That's perfect. That's perfect range of motion. I don't know what you're talking
That's
about.
why some dudes are like, "Oh, I can decline so
What
much
do you
more."
bench? 405.
It shortens your shit up.
But you've only got to move it 2 inches.
Cardio.
Fuck cardio.
Based on what we talked about here, based on what you asked, don't do too much cardio. Like if you're trying to pack on size and power.
Cardio? You mean the art of losing gains?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
How to get smaller 101.
Besides, you're young. You can get healthy later.
Right. Don't worry about the long-term repercussions of your heart. Just get big.
You don't need that right now. But
I'm being sarcastic in case that didn't come across.
But you can like, especially if you're training for sports and stuff like that, you can fuck yourself over. Like if this is what you're trying to do, if you're trying to put on size and power, you might want to limit your cardio. Yeah. But if you're that's the number one reason that I want to talk about, like your goals looking forward, or like going forward as far as fighting and stuff goes. But we'll talk.
You don't need
cardio
later. If you're trying to just deadlift a cow,
so
then you don't need cardio.
So like if somebody just wants to get bigger, like you kind of cut the cardio out, and then like.
Well, that's one of those principles. Is you can't chase too many masters. Like you can't improve your cardio. I mean, within certain small percentage points, you can. It's nuanced, but like you can improve. An untrained person, completely untrained, can change a lot of shit at once. You can gain muscle and lose fat and improve your cardio, and all. If you go from doing nothing to something, you're going to see incredible gains. It almost doesn't fucking matter what programming you're following.
Kind of,
yeah, which is really sad for those of us who get paid to program. You're like, it doesn't really matter. You can't miss.
But at the same time, like, I'm going to take my beginner, I'm going to put him on a treadmill.
Right. Like, it's totally fine.
Then we're going to go lift some weights. It doesn't even matter what fucking
drives
weights.
me absolutely fucking nuts. It's like, that's one of the main reasons I don't actually work as a personal trainer, is because like that's what you're expected to do, is just get him on the treadmill for 20 minutes and then show him how to use a chest press and cut them loose in the wild. But you can only, once you're trained up to a certain baseline, you almost regress to the mean when you're improving things. You can either get bigger or leaner. You can either improve your cardio or you can improve your hypertrophy.
Interesting.
Like within certain percentage points. You can certainly see improvements in those areas, but making it your primary focus, it's like literally walking into a jiu-jitsu gym and being like, teach me everything now. I want to know I want to play. I want to improve my top game. I want to improve my bottom game. I want to have better takedowns. I want to not get tired.
I hear what you're saying. It's weird though, because like jiu-jitsu is like it's the only athletic activity I've really done in my. You
get to be a bad motherfucker. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
I mean, I don't lift weights. I don't fucking run unless somebody's chasing me.
Is that because you're afraid of being powerful? No. Or are you afraid you'll be too powerful?
No, it's just a lack of time.
You're afraid with all of these
great
looks.
Responsibility.
If you're afraid with all of your looks and your personality and your jiu-jitsu skills, if you add like strength and power on top of that, it'll just be too much for the world to handle.
No, it's mostly just time and energy.
It's mostly just lazy. All right.
Right. Like I have a limited.
You're a busy motherfucker too.
I have a limited amount of time to train, and I don't want to waste that time training something that
that's my eternal struggle.
Want to do
because I want to train jiu-jitsu every single day.
Right.
Like
I have to
partition off time.
If I'm going to train, I may as well train doing what I love doing, so I'll go train jiu-jitsu. And what I'm good at.
Well, and the other factor is that you're fucking 40.
Right. I'm not expecting. I was just surprised by the advice. That's what I was saying.
Right.
Like, nobody's ever said that. Don't do cardio. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, well, and I know you're not saying not to put words in your mouth, but like don't do cardio right now.
And you're not saying don't do cardio
this
at all.
Cycle.
You're saying if what your goal is to get big, you kind of want to.
Your first macro cycle is probably not going to include a lot of elliptical.
The idea of what you're talking about sounds very appealing.
It's very fascinating.
Eat whatever you want. And don't do cardio.
Yeah, if your only goal is to pack on fucking pounds, that's your recipe.
Strong fat guy is a great.
Had me.
If you want to wear hoodies,
spaghetti.
If you want to wear hoodies and bench 3 plates, do it. Like it's totally fine.
But then once you're huge,
call me and you'll be my next client.
Through the process of
rescuing your heart and saving you from diabetes and all.
It also like because of like how your body burns calories and stuff. You get a lot more, and it's kind of it's not really a dirty secret or anything, but it's something that people don't usually tell a lot of beginners and stuff. You pack on all that size and that weight
muscle,
and stuff.
Right?
Yeah, it's all muscle.
And the more,
it's fat too,
the more
right?
muscle that you have, but the more muscle that you have, the more calories you're going to burn. You get a lot of bang for your buck when you do
I've heard
cardio.
that before too. Yeah. Like if you want to like lose like fat.
Yeah,
the-
it has a lot. Muscle
wanna-
mass has a lot more motility than body fat
and
does.
then if you and they always say to work on like the biggest ones, like you
Yep.
know your big
Yeah.
your big
well, and that
muscles.
Yeah,
that
bent squat,
dovetails
deadlift.
really nicely with the advice Kyle was giving. Is like when I say focus on the big muscle groups. Those are those 4 compound lifts. Like those are gonna recruit the most muscle mass,
Interesting.
the most motor neurons. They'll get kind of the best bang for your buck time wise with them.
It's interesting though that
And they're
in
hard. They're
some
the
ways-
hardest.
yeah.
Like so, you should start with those because
True,
like
true.
you're gonna suck for a while.
In some ways, they're kind of well. I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Say it anyway.
There's been. Well, yeah. You think it would stop me?
Fuck it, say it anyway.
This is spitballing, dude.
Who cares if you're wrong?
We
We'll
don't-
correct it later. It's
we
fine.
don't-
He didn't
we
know where the
won't-
Steiners went to fucking
We
school.
don't. We won't even correct it. I mean, we are fucking convinced that Neanderthals like went extinct like 500 years ago. So
You've met Brock, right?
Kyle's mostly a Neanderthal.
Mostly Neanderthal.
Like his Blink 182 thing came back.
Like, oh, God. 23andMe. All right.
Same thing.
That took me way longer than it should have. It was like, what the fuck?
I still didn't
the
know what the hell he
band
was
from the
talking about.
90s? What are we doing?
It was. It came back just like this explains the brow ridge. That's all
I saw Blink 182 by accident
really
because I went to a bad religion
I
Isn't
concert.
still
the
love
dude,
those
isn't the
guys.
dude from Blink
What?
182 like into like big into like the like UFO thing now?
How the fuck
think
would I know?
that's-
Yeah, I did hear something about
yeah.
What am I, his
think so.
biographer?
I listened to part of a Joe Rogan podcast with him on it, and I was like, "This
That's a
stupid,
slippery
my head quit.
slope, my friend. That's a slippery slope.
Just that. What I was gonna say is like that lifting weights are not, but not all lifting weights, but becoming huge is like fucks your jiu-jitsu up. Like you don't want to, in some ways.
In some
you
ways.
You don't want to like.
I mean, you look
it's-
at
and I know we're talking
Kyle
about different
and you look at me. We have two very different goals
It's the
with our
lack of-
weightlifting.
Well, yeah.
Like-
I mean, and you're very familiar with my lack of flexibility. You know, like, I mean, I can't do shit. Like, I can.
Right. You can't wipe your butt sometimes.
Wiping my ass. I mean,
It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
Like wiping my ass is a problem. You know, like fixing the thing that if I like, do I have a tag sticking out? You know, like I'm not getting it myself. I'm just asking because I'm gonna make you to get that shit for me.
Right.
It's
'Cause I
fucking-
can't do anything about
it's,
it.
you know, like honestly, if I had to like, but not everybody that gets big and muscular loses all their flexibility. You know, like
You've met Larry, and you've met we know a couple of guys who are freaks.
Yeah, Larry's a freak.
now it will,
But those are anomalies. Those are outside the mean. Like those are outside
for sure.
normal.
And then of course there's the cardio end of it too,
Mm-hmm.
because big muscular guys gas way faster.
Yep.
I mean that's why like
You
if you look at
burn
most
more.
successful heavyweights and shit, like look at UFC heavyweights and stuff.
Not a ton of muscle mass. on a
Not
lot
very
those
many of
guys.
them are great big. Like I mean there might be big muscular dudes, but
Yeah,
they
but you don't see a
carry
guy built
lot
like
of-
you. You see guys that are built like
No,
Cain
no.
Velasquez.
I mean,
you see guys that are
yeah.
kind of higher, in the 20-25%
Yeah.
body fat range.
because that shit like
or,
you still
know-
got that great weight that you know how to use and stuff.
Roy Nelson, he's at like a solid 39% body fat.
The fucking everyman hero of the fucking
Oh
of
God,
MMA.
people loved him, dude. If I could have convinced him to be a pro wrestler and I managed him, we'd be fucking millionaires by now. That dude could talk. He could talk. He went out there. People loved him.
And he
I should
could
have
fight.
and he could fight. I should have gotten in his ear and been like, dude, we're going to the fucking show. We're going on TV. I'll do your talking. You just stand there and rub your belly, get ready to go. Maybe throw a couple clotheslines at a guy. We'll cash checks and leave.
Oh man.
Fuck that.
You missed your calling.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, I'd have made a great manager. If I'd have realized fucking pro wrestling hurt so bad, I would have started with that.
You would have gotten other people.
been my
I would have
go-to.
gotten somebody else can fucking take the bumps.
So-
Managers are awesome because they have to take one bump a year. like
Right, with
on
a
the,
chair.
on the big payoff, you've got the big payoff, on TV. Oh, he finally got his hands on the slimy manager and slammed him down. That's it. You take one body slam a year and you cash checks all year long. It's brilliant. It's way smarter than being a wrestler.
So what do you eat today? Like, what do you eat
Today?
these days? Yeah,
Oh.
because you lost a significant amount of weight, and I know
Sure.
your diet has changed a lot
Oh,
over
yeah,
over
for
the
sure.
past
For sure.
several years.
The diet I follow, I hate that word. It's so
Okay.
bad. So I'm like,
Give me another one.
Nutrition. The
Okay, what's your
nutrition that
nutrition
the
plan?
nutrition that I follow. I don't say diet and exercise because people fucking hate those words, and they should. They suck. Diet and exercise to me insinuates that there's an end point. That
Right.
like at some point I'm not going to be eating like this,
Yep,
or at some
yep.
point I'm not going to be training like this, and this is just wrong. I say nutrition and training
Okay.
because like these are parts of your life. You change it. I'm a big believer in being able to stick to it,
Right.
being more valuable than it being perfect.
Sure.
You know, right now I eat around 1,900 calories a day, 2,000 on a big day, and I'm not a big guy. You know, I'm about 149 or 152, somewhere in there. You know, so I eat about 2,000 calories a day. Most of those are going to be carbohydrates. About 50% going to be carbohydrates. I split the other two up, maybe 30-20. You know, into protein and fats. You know, it's real basic. I eat, and this is just a personal preference. I eat whole foods. I don't like processed food as much. Not for any, like, I'm not gonna freak out and be like, oh, it's gonna give you cancer and shit. Like, there's no proof in that whatsoever. But like, it's easier for me to keep track in my head if I just eat food. You know, like if you start putting in like hamburger helper and shit, like, you don't have any fucking idea what's in there. Like, you know what it says on the side of the box, but most of that stuff is self-reported. You know,
Right.
they don't have to. You know, they have to tell you the
That
carbs,
is
protein,
a huge
fats.
distinction that people don't, you know, like, and I catch myself doing it. I'm looking at the fucking ingredients. I'm looking at, like, you know, thinking about like RDAs and shit like that. It's barely
barely legible.
Yeah,
It's not,
well, I mean, and it's barely any like worth keeping track of.
it's hard
because it's, you know,
like
generally
I had
bullshit.
a big beef, and you would probably remember this better than Matt Taylor, just because you're in the weight training space. But like IIYFM was a huge diet plan way back. You know, this was maybe 5 or 6 years ago, before the current keto craze, but after the Atkins thing, which is it stands for if it fits your macros. Which is, you know, I just described my macro breakdown. Like, there's no rules in that plan other than that. I have to eat 50% carbs. If it fits your macros.
What's that mean?
Your macronutrients, your big three, the nutrients that provide energy.
Okay.
So your fats, carbs, protein. So if you are following your numbers for those three things, that diet has no other rules. Like, if you want to get all of your fucking carbs from Pop-Tarts, go to town.
And is that...
Which I kind of like.
It's super flexible. Like,
so, are you saying that's good?
No. I mean, it turned out to not be, like, you can abuse it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not, so like if you eat 9 pancakes for breakfast and you can't have any more carbs
exactly.
during the day, you're
like,
fucked.
I'm going to eat this fucking Snickers bar.
Right. There goes my
and then
macros.
I'm gonna starve.
And then I'm going to starve for the rest of the day.
Okay,
you know?
I got what you're saying.
So it's difficult to follow precisely, and it's hard for people to count. Like, that sort of plan implies that you are counting every gram of food that passes your lips, and that it's accurate, and that you portioned correctly, and you ate a half a cup of rice and not 3/4 of a cup of rice. You know, that sort of crap. Who the fuck counts their macros? That sounds like a lot of work.
Man, true.
So you do about 50% of your intake in carbohydrates, and then
Calorie-wise, not weight-wise.
25% of your
20, 30. I'll do 30% protein, 20% fats.
Okay.
Right around that. But again, I'm not counting, you know, so it's just sort of a general guideline.
And then, are you doing meat now? Didn't you?
I do, yeah. For a couple of years there, I didn't, and that was more as an experiment than anything, because research had been kind of pointing out a couple of different things.
Well, I know that was like a big
fad
fad and with fighters was going.
Yeah, it was going vegan, the plant,
or
hashtag plant warrior,
or like a lot of them were doing vegan fish. You know,
yeah,
like
pescatarian and that sort of thing.
And you did that for a couple of years?
I did that for a couple of years, and it was fine, but I found it really, really hard to put on mass. You know, so I started cheating. I started eating more chicken and more turkey and that sort of thing. I don't eat a lot of beef. Yeah, and again, and a lot of that is personal preference. So when I craft diets for people, I don't do like meal planning, because I'm not a dietitian. Like, that's not my actual job. I teach, I educate, and I try to encourage people to have a healthy relationship
Which is
with
the
food.
integrity move too, by the way, because a lot of fucking
oh my goodness,
everybody's trying to pass themselves off as
diet expert and whatnot. If you are not a fucking dietitian, you should not, and technically cannot, be offering exact meal plans. I cannot hand you. Now, it's different when it's a personal relationship with the person and you're doing it. But if you're acting in a professional space
and getting paid for it,
and getting fucking paid for what is essentially acting outside of your scope of practice, you are committing an immoral act, in my opinion, and in the opinion of the U.S. Licensing Board. Like, I can lose my license if I start giving advice outside of my scope.
What is your license?
I have I have 2 certifications, one for health coaching, and one for dietary counseling.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So those are my.
And
I
those-
have a degree in
And
nutrition
you're not
science.
connected with any like particular. You're not
No.
selling anything.
No,
You
I
have a
I
product.
refuse. I find that also immoral.
So
it's just me.
well, yeah. I mean, and you know,
and
to each
again,
their
that's
own,
just that's for me. Like I
but
don't
you
care
don't
when
have
other
like
people do
a
it.
you
but-
don't have a product line that you're.
Do I
also
have a shake
hawking.
shop? Is that what you're asking?
Or whatever.
No,
Oh
I,
my God.
I do not have a shake shop
I mean,
because that's nonsense.
it could be a tofurkey.
Tofurkey thing.
I
I'm
don't
sponsored by. If I could get sponsored by Tofurkey, I would. Like I have no morals. I'll totally. Like if somebody were to offer to pay me to do this, I might actually do it.
We also will accept a sponsorship by Tofurkey, but we won't eat that shit. It's fucking horrible.
It is
Gross.
horrifying. It is horrifying.
I'll probably eat
But
it.
like, but what I'm, but what I'm,
Kyle's
but what
like,
I'm,
"Well,
what I'm trying to say
I'll
anyway
try it."
is like, there are a great number of ways to skin a cat when it comes to diet.
I'll eat that too.
Yeah, you can skin the cat and eat the cat if you want. Totally fine. If you want to be healthy and you know live a good long life on a vegan diet, you can do that. It's tricky, but you can do it.
Sure.
With the help of a professional, usually you can do it. If you want to, you know, eat big and get huge, it's going to have health consequences. But what doesn't? You know, so you could totally do that too. But it's going to be about trading certain outcomes. You know,
Right.
like.
No, I grok it.
Yeah, no, there's like you did the fasting thing recently. Like there's certainly pros and cons to doing something like that.
Yeah, you were.
I'm not
what's the
a
word?
fan.
Supportive.
No, I'm not supportive of
You
that.
weren't supportive?
No,
It's all right.
anti-supportive. I was a terrible friend for that.
No, you
but it was
no, actually, you're a good friend. I mean, you were like,
have
you
fun.
think this through?
Have fun.
Apparently not.
I don't like people taking extremes without the supervision of a doctor.
Yeah, I don't really give two shits about the doctor.
No,
thing.
and I know you, and I know that's you, so that's totally.
But it's like
I love and accept you as who
I
you
mean,
are, and it's totally
well,
fine.
We've got Sam.
Yeah.
Right, but also I'm a grown ass man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who is completely willing and able to.
And let's be
I am
very, very
completely
clear about
willing
it.
and able
You're
to fuck
not my
body.
fucking client.
Oh, right.
You know.
But I mean, I'm completely willing and able to fuck my body up in all sorts of ways.
Oh, sure.
That I do.
If that's the worst thing you do all year, you're fine.
With relish.
I drink and know
Ooh,
things.
there's relish?
You know what I mean? No, right.
Yeah, I needed it for that fucking tofurkey.
Yeah, right. You better put more than relish on.
But yeah. But you, I
Yeah,
mean,
so
you had
there's-
raised some concerns about it, but
Sure.
I enjoyed my time doing it. I thought it was kind of
that sounds batshit crazy to me, but that's all right.
Dude,
Enjoyed.
I
have a
spent
degree
4
in
years as a
nutrition
vegan.
science,
I
so
spent 4 years as a vegan. I'm telling you,
oh, for sure.
not eating for 9 days was no big deal.
Right, I bet. Yeah. And that gets a little frustrating too. And I don't mean to cast stones at anybody's particular way of handling any of this issue. My degree and my education and my background is in nutrition science, which
Right.
is sort of the opposite of fasting, which
Right.
is the lack of nutrition science.
Right.
You know, like,
Right.
so it's not my area.
Right.
It's not something I've studied
Yeah,
or
it's
understand real
interesting.
well.
And it's something that I think I'll probably revisit at some point. But yeah, it was a long 9 days.
Well, I think it'll eventually kill you. Anyway,
Well, it will.
I mean,
like,
if that's what gets to you first.
like, I don't know if you know this, but we're all gonna die.
No, that's not true yet. I'm only 30.
And
Anyway,
and
I'm
actually,
only 32. I haven't
there's
accepted that
There's
yet.
some interesting studies, but the science is so new, and it's just gonna
Oh, for
we're just
sure.
gonna have to let it develop.
And not all studies are created equal.
Well,
Yeah,
for sure not.
there's-
For sure not.
Chocolate studies, one of my favorite.
Yeah, especially
one of
when
my
we're
favorite
talking about
studies.
fucking health and wellness.
It's
Oh, right.
This
It's
this
just-
particular
fuck.
in my particular industry is rife with shenanigans, for lack of
For
a better
sure.
word. Everybody, like you mentioned, trying to sell a particular product or
Right.
justify a product's
Do you,
existence.
do you
in a lot
listen
of
at all
cases.
to Dr. Rhonda Patrick at all?
Rhonda Patrick isn't somebody that I've gotten really into. I've caught a show here and there.
Yeah, I haven't listened to her podcast, but I've caught her when she's been on Joe Rogan, and I really I'm interested in her.
She's an
Super
interesting. She's willing to explore kind of the outer edges of what we're talking about
Well,
here.
she's definitely talked a lot about intermittent
Yep,
fasting,
absolutely.
as well as
And
long-term
there's some-
fasting,
And again, that's really it's interesting for sure, but it's not something I can, in good conscience,
Yeah,
recommend.
I wouldn't-
because I don't know enough
I don't
about
even
it.
know
and
that
I don't
I-
have any training.
I
in
don't
it.
even know that I would recommend it. I just thought it was something I was
Well,
interested in doing.
and it takes me back to what I talked about consistency. This idea that any diet, not any diet, don't quote me on that, but there are a lot of different ways you can arrive at a healthy eating pattern. And what's most important is that you can sustain that healthy eating pattern Intermittent fasting strikes me personally, not anybody else, as genuinely unpleasant. So I don't know that I would suggest it to clients who are already having trouble sticking to an eating plan.
Right.
Or particularly somebody with an eating disorder, or somebody
for sure.
with, like, I work with a lot of clients that don't have good relationships with food to begin with, and introducing something like starving yourself,
Right.
not the healthiest option.
I don't
mentally speaking.
I don't even think. I don't have an opinion on it.
Sure.
Other than the fact that, like,
You're gonna give it to me.
if
anyway,
somebody's, I'm not sure that I agree with fasting to lose weight.
Sure.
Like, it definitely makes you lose weight, but that's
Sure.
not. I don't even know.
So does cutting weight, but
healthy
it comes back.
and all of that. Kind of stuff. Right. That had nothing to do.
No,
with-
no, and we talked about that.
I already
and that
have
was-
I already have a pretty healthy diet.
Yeah, it's a
and I
healthy
have
body weight.
comfortable,
and you have a
and
healthy
I'm
body
I'm
composition.
comfortable
and your
with my
heart
body.
is fine.
Yeah.
And you're like. It's,
So I had different goals doing it.
Yep,
Some of them
absolutely.
were kind of spiritual, some were a little more physical.
and there's a ton of cultures out there that experiment with fasting for religious reasons or for spiritual reasons or for whatever, and it's totally none of my business.
Right.
If that makes sense. Like, not I.
Right.
I don't mean like
No,
personally.
I
but
did
mean
put
not
it out
my
there
business.
too, which was so, like, I was kind of public about it.
That was annoying.
Oh, fuck off. It was super fun.
No, it was fine for you, but
I
there's a
had
lot
a
of
blast.
people out there who are like, "Oh, is this how I can lose weight? Is it how much weight have you lost? How much water have you lost? How much?" And I'm like, not necessarily the thing I would be encouraging people to do.
I
But
didn't really give a shit.
no,
but I
and it's
maybe
not your
should
job
have.
to care. No, it's not your job
Well,
to care.
I mean, I wouldn't want to. Yeah, actually, fuck it. I don't care.
No, and you
Yeah,
don't.
we
wa-
can't start keeping track of that, or otherwise
You don't want to
I'm gonna have
inadvertently
to
hurt
backpedal
somebody.
on some shit if we start carrying.
If somebody
not your moral
if
responsibility.
somebody decides to do something stupid because I did something stupid, then they're fucking stupid. They can
That's fine.
accept the consequences.
Totally fine.
Okay.
They're grown people, like you mentioned. You can make your own choices.
Next subject. So
Sure.
we talked a little bit about you when you first started doing jiu-jitsu. You were a heavy smoker.
Fat and sick and smoking.
Fat, sick, and smoking, and obviously you're no longer smoking today. But you have this ginormous,
I cheated, yeah.
ginormous vape. Well, actually,
You like that?
are
you impressed by the size of my vape?
I got a big vape.
Oh, that hurt.
I
me.
don't even. I don't consider that cheating in any way, shape, or form. I mean, it's changing.
From an addiction medicine standpoint, it's absolutely cheating. I'm still addicted to nicotine. It wa-
Okay, good
but
point.
from a health standpoint, it's a little bit
But
different.
is the addiction to nicotine really the thing that was doing harm?
For me personally, no. And there's no evidence that I can find linking nicotine inhalation to lung cancer or any of the other kind of serious side effects you get from smoking cigarettes that I could find. I am not a doctor.
Chewing tobacco.
Or chewing tobacco or any other alternate route you can get your nicotine fix through. For me, and like I said, the only thing I can tell you is anecdotal evidence because I've never researched it in the slightest because again I don't care what other people's opinions of
you would say
are.
that anecdotally, like you feel
like what I personally experienced.
you feel
Yeah.
better today.
I just explained anecdotally to you like you were a fucking moron, and I apologize for that.
This is
It was so arrogant.
this is pretty common
anecdotally
'cause I-
speaking.
am kind of a moron, so
Sure,
I appreciate that.
You clearly understood the word, but
But you would say that you feel better today than you did.
well, and
like,
I have
7 years
I have very clear evidence that my lungs work a lot better. I've had my lung volume tested several times over the last 5 years. I haven't smoked cigarettes in almost 5 years.
It's been that long.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I still remember.
Sneaking out for a smoke break between warm-ups.
and you were already getting pretty tough. And your body was changing.
yeah, but
and
I couldn't
yet
breathe.
you'd still like fucking run out and smoke a.
You got to remember, I used to do that when I was pro wrestling too. Like I would go out there, I would wrestle for an hour, and then I would have a cigarette. Like you can,
and I know,
you can get through anything if
and
you're willing to suffer through it.
And I know some guys that are very, very tough. That
one of
still smoke.
my very favorite experiences I ever had is I was on a card that contained the great Jerry Briscoe. Former NWA world champion Jerry Briscoe, amazing player. If you didn't watch in the 60s and 70s, you maybe wouldn't know who he was. But he and his brother were the first minority NWA world champions. They were native.
What's NWA?
The National Wrestling Alliance. That was the big. That was the big thing before the WWF.
Okay,
was a
okay,
thing.
okay.
It was that they were the big nationwide thing. It was a group of promotions that agreed not to compete, so it was a monopoly. So it's like the phone companies do now. You just stay out of each other's way and promote separately. You can charge whatever you want.
Price fixing.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. You've got the right of it. You're on board. But he used to wrestle hour-long Broadways, which is our term for it goes to a draw. So it's an hour-long time limit match, and there's no fall. Like nobody gets pinned, nobody submits, nobody wins. Okay. So the NWA champion used to do that all the time. They would travel to all of the different promotions around the country, and they would put over the local star, so the local star could draw money then because they went the distance with the NWA champion. That was Ric Flair's big claim to fame. Was these big hour-long, drawn-out, bloody messes. So I saw him about to go out, and this was maybe 10 years after he was an active competitor. He wrestled up into his 50s. I think he's still around. Sorry, Jerry, you're dead. But he stood backstage, and he was getting ready to go out, and I had saw the call sheet, which is where they write down in the back what order we're all on in and what the finish is and all that. And, we check it when we get there and go, okay, I'm on third. I'm going 10 minutes, or whatever it was. And I looked up and I saw his name, Jerry Briscoe, and I went, fucking Gerald Briscoe's here? I had to find him because I got to shake his hand because that's what you do. But he, next to his name was listed 15-minute Broadway, which means he was going to go out there and he was going to wrestle for 15 minutes and he was going to go to a draw. And I went, well, that seems weird for a 50-year-old. Like that should be in the single digits as far as how much effort you're putting in tonight. And I was like, well, I'm going to stand back here and watch because he was out for the main event. So I'd already done my 10-minute squash or whatever it was. I got the shit kicked out of me and came back. I came back and I stood behind the curtain because I wanted to see Jerry Briscoe come out because I was a big fan when I was a kid. And I wanted to meet Jerry Briscoe. Sue me. But he came out, he put a cigarette in his mouth. He was standing inside. No smoking, by the way. Jerry Briscoe gives no fucks. He put a cigarette in his mouth, lit the cigarette, smoked that cigarette in 2 drags. Put it out on the floor, didn't give a fuck. Dropped down, did 3 push-ups. 3. 1, 2, 3. Walked out there and did 15 fucking minutes.
Well, he was warmed up.
Totally fine. Exactly. Totally fine. It was a Pall Mall. I asked. It was a Pall Mall. It was an unfiltered Pall Mall cigarette that I'm pretty sure they stopped selling in 1997.
Did he? What do you think the 3 push-ups did?
I'm not. He was just getting a pump. He's just waking his chest.
3?
He's just waking his chest
just
up. So
3,
he doesn't.
though, huh?
He's an old man. He's got chest of drawers syndrome. His chest is in his drawers.
Interesting. So you quit smoking, doing good.
Yep.
And then, well, I don't know. This isn't really chronological, but
we've been jumping around a little bit.
We talked just very briefly about meeting your wife, Tamika. And then shortly after you started training, she started training as well.
Yeah, about 2, maybe 3 months after I started training. Might have been a little longer than that.
And so that's kind of fun. I mean, you're like this jiu-jitsu.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
You do like it.
Oh, I love it. It's so like, and I'm not an expert on failed relationships by any stretch.
I am.
Wink. We know.
Pretty
extensive,
good.
But like,
pretty big expert.
Having something that you both like to do and you can do together and you can sort of support each other through and you're trying to achieve is really important. In my opinion, like it has to be something. Now you don't necessarily have to share that thing, but like everybody has to have something they're passionate about, and you as the partner have to support them in that. Because ours is the same thing, it's really fucking easy because we're both passionate about it, and we're both made it part of our life. So it's so weird. We got married 9 years ago, so we were children. We got married. I was 22, I think, 22 or 23. Got married. We decided we weren't going to have kids, so it's just the 2 of us. And we needed to find something
wise
to
move,
do.
by the way. Those things are fucking terrible.
Hashtag circle / no babies, honey. All right. But we're team no babies. But we started doing this training together, and it was fairly new for me, but I had at least done athletic things in the past. She never had.
Yeah, but you were fat and out of shape.
Absolutely.
She walked in the door like, not in shape
No,
necessarily.
she was absolutely out of shape.
But she was at least tiny.
She was small.
Yeah.
See, and that's a big thing. And like,
Tiny.
and we don't need to get into it, but like, there is a huge difference between being metabolically healthy and being light.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No,
you
that's
can
true.
be riddled with disease and look just fine.
Yep.
Yep.
And then the visceral fat too. But
Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yep.
Yep, that's a huge factor. When you're talking to somebody, you get them DEXA scanned or whatever, and they say 32% body fat, and you're looking at them, and you're like, where?
Right. It's just on your liver.
Right. It's around your liver. No big deal. It's totally not going to kill you. But whatever. But so a lot of people in that category are remiss to find help, even when their doctor tells them they are unhealthy.
Back to your wife.
Sorry.
So Tamika walks in the door. She's a tiny little thing.
Tiny little thing.
Which is a weird thing too to be. Well, it's weird. It's not weird. But
It's weird. It's pretty fucking weird.
It's kind of weird to be a woman.
That does sound weird.
Doing jiu-jitsu, because
especially back then.
It would be weird to be a woman anyway.
that.
Yeah, I think that would probably be a little odd for me.
9 years isn't that long. Women have been doing jiu-jitsu forever. I mean, I was married to
For sure.
to
But you got to remember when we started and you were just starting teaching there was Jess.
Yep. Who is only kind of a woman.
Oh.
I don't
No
kick my
offense.
ass,
No
Jess,
offense, love.
but you're so tough.
So
She's
tough and so strong and terrifying. And then there was Michelle,
Yeah, who is also
who
just,
quit, who ended up having to
wrecking ball.
quit a few months after she started. Who is a tiny little wrecking ball of a
But
woman,
was
and one of
also
my
just
very
super
fucking
tough, yeah.
favorite people in the world. But
And then there was Tamika.
then there was
So,
Tamika.
like-
That was
like-
it.
Right. And,
There was no girls in
yeah,
there.
that's true. And you guys have a huge female.
And that's not to toot our own horn, but that's Tamika and I
Yeah.
reaching out and
And
trying
actu-
to, and among other people. And
and
Jess does a wonderful
having
job
an
of reaching out to women
actual,
as well.
Women's jiu-jitsu class.
Yep,
and
we
everything
did
like
that for pretty close to 5 years.
Yeah.
We've replaced it now with kind of the more general self-defense, which mostly women still attend, but
Yeah.
there's men are welcome there as well. We opened that up and decided to change it around a little bit.
So you felt like that's been a real positive.
Overall, absolutely.
your-
We've produced, Tamika and I together have produced, I think, 5 blue belts.
I mean,
Through that.
having
Not
the training.
Sorry,
being,
I missed your
whatever.
I missed
But
your train
being
of thought.
the training being like a part of, integral to the
Absolutely,
relationship.
it's a huge part of a relationship. Not only, and because we both teach together as well.
Right.
Not only do we talk about training that day, but we can also bounce ideas for class off each other. We can, start working through problems, using a sounding board together. When I grab her randomly and go, "You think this would work?" She actually knows what the fuck I'm talking about,
Right.
as opposed to, if I was married to some poor civilian who,
Right.
every time I grab her, I was like,
muggle.
"Ow, ow,
A
ow."
muggle. Right. Yeah. So
Yeah, that'll work really well. She's more likely to look at me and go, "No, you punk, that's not
Right.
going to work. That'll never work in a million years. Think of
Right.
something else."
I've always really enjoyed Tamika. She's a
Me
tiny.
too.
But one of the things I like about her, is that she's like extremely technical, and part of that comes from the fact that she's so much smaller.
What
than
other
everybody
option
else.
does she have?
Right. And I'm like, if
If you're a 115-pound girl,
but
you
I'm
can't.
telling you, if she fucking locks it on, you are fucked. You're like, you can't get out of it. Like whatever it is.
There's no space.
triangle because she's
also an
it's
excellent.
perfect.
She's also an
It's-
excellent passer.
Yeah.
She's a wonderful guard player.
It's perfect. I always tell the story about like if the exercise where if all my goal is to try to take Tamika's belt off. I can never get it off without going unconscious first.
Yep.
Like I could
Well, here's the thing,
possibly,
and Brock
like-
tells the same story, and it's a wonderful, wonderful story with you because you are a very talented player, right? But
Thank you.
Brock is 210 fucking pounds.
Right.
He's a big man.
Right.
He can't get her belt off
Right. Right.
without passing her guard.
Right.
And holding her
right.
down.
So if his goal is
just to remove the belt.
if he wants to like
If he's got shenanigans on his mind.
right,
You
if
know?
his goal is to just take her belt off,
Sorry, darling.
he can't do it without getting triangled or whatever.
You're going to get triangled. You're going to get her. It's an arm lock. She's never triangled anybody.
But it's just one of those things where it's like that's pretty remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and it shows in the power of jiu-jitsu as a whole, when this 115-pound girl, who is not strong.
She's
She's
really
way
strong.
stronger than she looks.
She's really strong,
For-
but she's still only 115 pounds.
There's a mass issue.
There's a mass issue.
Like, and it sucks when and it sucks and it's unfair for her, so to speak. But it's weight matters. Sorry.
Oh, 100%.
Like, it's not.
Oh, dude.
If I gotta fight Kyle, I ain't gonna fight him like I fight you.
Right.
Like that's a terrible plan.
I even just when I lost weight,
Changes a lot.
I was like, "Fuck, I'm not as good as I used to be because I can't lay on you."
Yeah,
anymore.
we have a couple
Like,
of friends who
there's,
have the same problem.
It's like, like the fatter I get, the better my jiu-jitsu is to a point, and then it gets worse.
Yeah.
Like exponentially worse.
Well, and there's definitely, and I experimented with because we're in a weight class based sport. I experimented with being lighter than I am now. My lightest I was around 142.
That's small.
It's very small. And for me, I didn't feel good, and I didn't feel like I had enough muscle.
We're almost exactly the same, like body size.
Yeah, you and I have
wise.
similar body size.
I mean, I'm a
similar
little
body
fatter,
type.
but like
You're a little fucking older than I am, Matt Taylor.
I'm a hell of a lot older than you. But yeah,
little
like
fatter, he
one,
says.
no, I'm definitely fatter.
Yeah.
But when I was I got down to 145 at my lightest, and I was like, "Whew,
Yeah,
it's
too
this
light.
is too much. I can't. It's
too light.
I think my rib might kill somebody. at
Yep.
this.
No, I was having a really hard time being underneath guys, and I was
Yep.
having a really hard time getting up to the top, and my sweeps didn't have as much punch on them, and I lost some muscle mass too to get down to that
You
size.
have to. Yeah, you definitely.
So I carry around a lot of extra muscle that I don't need, but I do need it because I use it to strangle people.
Right.
You know?
Well, and that's the thing is jiu-jitsu is a weight class based competition, but we don't train that way.
No.
I don't get to be like, I'm only going to go against people
Right.
who are the same.
Well, which is weird
I
because
got
when I was
Cody
in high
Gridley
school,
on top of me, beating the piss out of me. I'm like, yeah, this seems completely fair.
yeah. Well, and not to put too fine a point on it, but life's not fucking fair. Like if
Right.
you get assaulted, it's going to be by a guy like Cody Gridley,
Right.
Not like not by me.
Unlikely.
I mean, not him. But
Because scared does run faster than mad.
that's very true.
I approve
That
of
is 100% true. We have empirical evidence of that.
Well, yeah. Plus, I totally can help.
See Brock Larson's fight with Melvin Manoff.
I was gonna say, I don't know. It's been a couple of years ago now, but Tamika decided to take a fight.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years, 2.5 years since her last one. She did two cage fights.
Oh, okay. Which is the one? Was it the first one where I told her to break a leg?
Yes,
It was
that was
okay.
that one.
So it was
and
her
then
first
she
fight.
totally
So,
did.
So I said, on Facebook. 'cause I
Matt
couldn't
can tell
make
the
it.
future. I bet you
And I
didn't know
said-
that, but he actually can.
I said, Tamika, I'm sorry I can't make it to your fight, but I'm so excited for you. Break a leg. And then ... hers. And she fucking did.
She blew her knee out. That poor girl.
Bad.
It was a bad
And it wasn't-
setup, bad reaction.
It wasn't
just a bad luck type
wasn't
thing.
that Tamika got on her and broke her
No.
leg, but I still.
Well, and that's
liked
why because I always lead with, she broke that bitch's leg. Like how? Like a knee bar or a heel? He's like, no, she fell on her.
Well, Matt went all Cobra Kai on her, and then
Right.
she went in there and
snapped
snapped
a knee.
Yep.
Sweep the leg.
Yep.
No, she went for a throw called Tomonagi, or Taniatoshi rather, which is a wonderful, wonderful technique straight out of the Jiu-Jitsu self-defense handbook. You've done it. You've taught it.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking
He
about.
can't remember the names of things because of all the brain damage.
I seriously, it's so bad. Like every time, I'm like, that's not a flower sweep. This is a flower sweep. And you're like,
fucking
no,
moron.
you moron. That is not a flower sweep. I still,
It's never been a flower sweep.
Yeah.
Except when you taught it 5 years ago. You're like, I think it's called the flower, and then you just stick with it. That's what I admire about you, is your commitment to being wrong. I love it.
That's what we do here on the show.
Absolutely.
I'm dyed in the wool.
But she went for this throw, which is a side-along throw, where she steps around the outside and throws. It's a wonderful, wonderful throw. It's a basic, crazy jiu-jitsu self-defense throw. And the girl planted on her wrong leg and ended up twisting her leg sideways and blowing her knee out. That tough son of a gun fought the rest of the round. It was probably another minute. In what I can only imagine is excruciating pain. I've torn that particular ligament. It does not feel good.
Icky.
And then she couldn't stand up in the corner, so they called it.
Pussy.
Yeah, I know, right? Winner by attrition. Look, I don't mean to say anything about it, but like one fighter could answer the bell and the other one couldn't. You have a winner.
No, she won. Yeah.
Totally fine.
No, it's just
For
that.
sure.
I'm mostly saying that for her benefit because she tends to downplay most of her accomplishments
She's so,
in everything.
like, humble.
It's not because she's humble. It's because she's evil and she doesn't give a shit. Don't let her fool you. My wife, whom I love 2 pieces, is a lawful evil jerk of a human being. She's amazing. And there's a reason I've been with her for 10 years. Like
I was always like, that fucking makes no sense. But whatever. I never know why.
what do you know? You're divorced.
Multiple times. Though I did say, like
I've met one of your ex-wives too.
Yeah,
You like a little
Jess.
bit of the evil.
Well, yeah, there was a little more chaotic.
A little more chaotic evil.
But when Jess and I were married and trained jiu-jitsu together, that wasn't always a plus sign.
No, and there's bad.
And we were
days,
competitive toward each other.
Oh God, yeah.
And
if
she would be.
God forbid, I open my mouth and try to correct something.
That would be
when I'm not
huge,
in my
or,
teacher role. I have to remind myself that
or
I'm not teaching right now. This is not
right.
It's okay if it's not perfect. It's none of my business. The teacher will correct it.
Right.
Because otherwise, it's not that it's going to be an argument or anything, but it's just like you realize you're being a dick.
Right.
Right. That colors the rest of the evening.
Yep. Right.
So that does happen,
Yep.
But we try to keep it to a minimum. And
Yeah.
there are a
you
lot
guys
more
have
good days than bad.
And it surprised me how many other couples have started training down.
Yeah,
in
well,
St. Cloud.
Jay
You guys
and
have a
Jess were
great-
the original
Jay and
kind
Jess
of couple.
were, yeah.
But like, I feel like we've made it cool to train together. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like we encourage people to bring their significant others in all the time. Like it is something that's easier to do with a friend. Like whether that's your sexual partner or whether that's just a buddy. Like coming in as a pair is going to really increase the odds that one of you is going to stay. Hopefully
Right.
both.
Yep.
But we have, I think we counted, I think we have 9 or 10 couples right now that train, both husband and wife train, which is pretty fucking cool. Considering, like I said, there were no women when we started, or there was Jess and Michelle and Tamika, and that was the whole women's fight team for a long time.
There was a period of time when Tamika outranked you too, right?
Yeah.
And
well,
that's
a funny story. But
that was
it's
true
not-
of me too. There was a period of time when Jess outranked me.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, that seems
Yep.
odd.
Oh no! I mean, she trained more than I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what happened with us, but that's not.
Whatever. She outranked you. That was all I said.
Oh,
I
that
think.
was amazing.
Yeah.
So I actually told Brock to rank her without me.
Why the fuck are you making that public?
I'm not. You can edit this out.
I'm not editing shit.
We don't know that shit.
Tamika won't ever fucking watch.
Well, then
it
I
anyway.
better be quiet about it then. Anyway, but
As you should.
yeah, right. Keep a shut of the fucking mouth. She knows anyway.
Oh.
I knew. And she's
I knew
also
about
not
it.
gonna fucking listen to your podcast,
Even when you're on it.
especially if I'm on it. You don't need to hear my goddamn stories again.
Solid point.
Anyway.
Solid point.
Fair.
She was way more likely to watch one with Brock in it. I think we listened to that one. And that's the only.
Did
one
you
she-
listen to the entire one with Brock in it?
Oh yeah, we did it when we were driving up to Alexandria to teach at Jess's school up in Alexandria, Freya's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Shout out. But we listened to it on the way up there because it's an hour and a half, both ways. So we
Did you? But you listened to the big one when they went into the whole Jared thing? and all
Oh
that?
yeah, that was amazing.
crazy. Yeah, gotta have
Well,
that.
she had never heard some of that stuff.
Well,
Like,
there was a lot of people who had never heard.
there were
like,
definitely
the
parts of
entire
it I hadn't heard.
Shit, there were parts of it that I didn't even know, and I was there, which is weird, but it's because I have a really fucking bad memory. So, but I'm like, oh yeah, that did.
It's also true.
Yeah.
Plus, you're a violent bully in that story. Anyway,
I am.
breaking people's fucking legs and shit.
That's right.
Anyway,
With my
you savage.
single leg,
You savage.
I was savage.
Anyway.
Kyle, what else do you have on your list? We should probably
He doesn't-
wap
he
this
doesn't
up
have
at
a
some
list.
point. Well,
No,
know
I
if
don't
there's
really
anything else
have a
going on.
list. I got the Steiner Brothers correction out of the way. Stories. that I
God forbid
didn't
one of them
tell,
bulldogs hunt you down.
Well,
Right?
so like maybe you should just demonstrate that move.
The recliner.
Oh,
The
my
Steiner
goodness.
recliner here.
No shit.
I'll sell a recliner for you. I'm a whore. I'll sell for anybody, man.
yeah.
It's-
If you're gonna demonstrate, it's gotta be on Danny though. I'm out.
No, I already put that shit on Facebook.
All right.
Besides, we don't even have enough room for
We'll,
my
we'll,
fat ass to move
we'll
around.
end on the very, very nerdy note that the Steiner recliner is a modified camel clutch. The finishing hold of the Iron Sheik, who is one of the funniest fucking human beings I have ever met in my life. The Iron Sheik, who was the man who beat Hulk Hogan, which he will tell you 7 times within meeting him for 5 minutes. He beat he beat Bob Backlund, rather. Sorry, excuse me. He didn't beat Hulk Hogan. He lost to Hulk Hogan. Started off the whole Hulkamania thing, the boom of the 80s. I met him at an airport. We were on our way, God, I don't even remember, somewhere out west. We were on our way to fly out there, and he is an old man. He was making an appearance on the show that I was on. He walks with a cane because he's all fucked up. Now, Sheiky Baby is an old school Greco-Roman guy, way back in the day. He was an Olympian. He was a bronze medalist, for Iran. A very, very accomplished athlete, a bad motherfucker when he was younger, terrifying. But he's old as balls now, so he can't do anything about it. But that doesn't mean his attitude has disappeared.
Right.
So he was riding on a golf cart with his cane in his lap, screaming at people to get the fuck out of his way. He was not, in his very loud, very Iranian accent, screaming at the top of his voice in this very small airport we were in. He is driving along the concourse in this golf cart, very nearly killing people. He gives zero fucks. He is just driving straight through this thing, screaming, "What the fuck are you doing? Get out of my way! What are you, deaf, brother? Get out of the way!" At the top of his lungs. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. I'm going to follow him because I want to talk to the Iron Sheik. So I followed him, and he ended up going to the bar that was there in the now. And I think I was 18 or 19, so I couldn't drink in the bar. But I walked into the bar, and I was like, I'm with him. I'm going to come in. I just kind of snuck in behind him, and I sat next to him by the bar. And he tries to buy a burger, but he doesn't have any money. He tries, so he throws, and it's the only time in my life I've ever heard the, "Don't you know who I am? I'm the Iron Sheik, motherfucker." And he tries to pay with an 8x10 of himself, holding the WWF title in 1987. He legit tries to hand it to this guy who is 19 or 20 years old, does not give a fuck who the Iron Sheik is. He's like, "That's not money, I can't take that." He's like trying to explain it to his old, angry Iranian granddad, who is losing his mind that he cannot get this burger. So I pay for his burger. And I'm like, "Well, here, sir, I've got it. I'll pay for the burger." And I had like $9 between the two of us, so that meant I didn't get to eat. But I was like, it's totally worth it because I want to sit next to the Iron Sheik. So I'm hoping he invites me to his table, or invites me to sit next to him, and I can just listen to him tell stories about the 80s for a couple of hours until our flight leaves. And sure as shit, I get to hear a bunch of stories about him in the 80s. One or two of which might have even been true. But he was just talking about how Bob Backlund was a pussy and he would have beat that guy, and Hulk Hogan, that jabroni, if that was real, I'd have fucked him up right in front of everybody, and I was gonna too. They almost paid me extra to fucking break his neck and just complete bullshit. It was amazing. It was the best half hour of my life, and at the end of it, he invited me to smoke crack rock with the Sheik.
Nice.
I passed. Crack was not my thing, but he literally looked at me and said, "You want to smoke crack rock with the Sheik?"
That was awesome.
I'm gonna pass, brother. Thank you, though.
Huh.
That was the Iron Sheik.
I think I would.
I loved him, and I wished he was my dad too. That'd be fucking awesome.
I think I would have smoked crack with him just because at that point,
I thought I seriously considered it. Like it wasn't like it had been the first time I smoked crack, but I felt like I didn't want to ruin the day.
Right. That's a good
it was
point.
already a 9, and I didn't want to go for 10 because I was more likely to slip to a 7.
Right. Yeah, that's a solid point.
Shit.
Cool. Well, I think that's all we have for you to this time, folks. So
Fantastic.
Next week, we have an old friend of mine, Abby Getz is on. She's got this really crazy adoption story that we're going to get into because apparently November is National Adoption Month. I didn't know that. She told me.
Sure enough.
But, you're an expert on anything. But that will be fun. Then we don't know. Then we got some other shit in the hopper. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Downtown Tony Brown maybe coming up. And,
trying to get Tony Brown on the show.
Yeah.
Downtown
Cool.
Tony Brown.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah.
I hear he's doing some interesting things on the internets these days.
Yeah, I don't know Tony super well. I mean, I've known him for a long time, but
I know of him more than him personally.
But
I've met his kid several times. His kid trains with us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's why he said it all the
I
time.
think maybe he did like 100 years ago. But
Yeah,
I
and
don't remember.
Tony's always been a big, part of like CFX, and
Yeah.
has
I know he
always been-
sponsors Tony.
Yeah,
and
been
he sponsored
super
Brock
supportive.
for a long time, and
Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah.
Good guy.
But he and Kyle like know each other a little better, and he has some funny fucking stories. So
He's a fucking entertaining fucking
He's a
dude,
card.
man. He's top-notch cat, man. Tony's great.
we were making
Tune
a joke.
in.
We were making a joke about how we don't take sponsors, but we were like, we were gonna
Tofurkey.
like not like, but we were just gonna talk about Riddle's jewelry a whole bunch, and then but
like,
just
at
be-
the end of
but
it,
just
you
be
should
wear-
really-
would we be like all decked out wearing like gold
Yeah,
chains,
Mr.
shit,
T
like,
and
like
shit.
yeah, we don't want to take any.
There is going to be a
sponsorships.
commercial in this one, just so you know. There is a commercial. Keep an eye out for it. It's
It was
going to be
called it was
super
product
subtle.
placement. Yeah,
Seamless transition from Matt fucking Taylor.
that's right. That's what I'm about, is seamless transitions.
Seamless transitions.
Well, or awkward ones.
Awkward, fumbly, groping submissions, whichever.
Right.
We can't even find fucking segues half the time,
What's a segue?
Right? It's just like a scooter.
Segways are weird. So about your broccoli. What do we?
A little fucking like zipping around on the Segway.
There's-
Doesn't fucking Jay has a little Segway.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Yeah, he had it out at the.
Oh yeah,
Cadwell
right. Yeah, he's got the. He seems like the kind of dude who would have one, doesn't he?
And it's just
He's got all the new toys.
It's just-
weird.
I was
I know
gonna
he
say
does.
gadgets and shit.
Yeah, he does.
He's into-
There's
into
no
the
gadgets.
gadgetry.
He's into the drones and shit. But I'm always like, I was like, oh, it's a great segue. Would go on to like, what I don't know. It's just fuck it. It was
I believe you.
wasn't great.
I believe that was supposed to be funny.
It's like the dragon breath here. All right, sounds good. We will see you guys next time.
It's great for TV. It's
Great
great for the
TV.
great for the video.
Yes.
The-
All right, bye. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into the podcast. That was a really fun one with Danny. So I was thinking about what song I wanted to take you guys out with today, and I decided to do one that has kind of a geeky reference to some D&D in it. This song is called Only Love, and it's again by the band Sight Like December. Good friend of mine, Steve Johnson, was the leader of that band, wrote all the songs, and he has just some really interesting turn of phrases in this song. And he talks about this endless prismatic spray, which according to him is a early level spell you learn in D&D. And it doesn't really do anything. It's a bunch of flashy colors, and he makes a reference to it in this song, and I thought it was pretty awesome. I'm going to actually read you guys the words to this because it's kind of hard to catch them in the song, even though it's awesomely performed. There's just a hell of a lot of words, so I'm going to read this to you. Until my vision ignores the obstruction of my brain, and I realize I'm a vibration oscillating in space. I believe that the sidewalks are soaked in our sadness. They are whispered reflections, relaying a message. And I know that I hear it so soft and so secret. These gentle messiahs saying, just listen and see this. There's so much giving up to do. Gladly throw yourself away. You'll be the blur in every scenery. Friends won't recognize your face. Until my vision ignores the obstruction of my brain, and I realize I'm a vibration oscillating in space. Once love is observed, its properties change. A futile gray cycle from an endless prismatic spray. There's this doubt in your laughter, and it's way too much to bear. So we drink so we can feel it, to forget that we're so scared. And the sidewalks are laughing, saying your random conclusions. Your stories are sacred. Your sadness is perfect. Resist if you want to. The struggles are in vain. There's no resolution, and the result is the same. Let your smoldering faith grow until it turns your eyelids to ash. Then on your knees, with hands fisted, the illusions will pass. With your face to the sky, it will all melt away, leaving a frequency, a tapestry of time and space. So sink to the bottom of the calm, heavy sea, and the weight of your shoulders will rest there peacefully. The current will carry you straight to the sun, where you'll burn with the knowledge that there is only love.
Until my vision ignores the obstruction of my brain, and I realize I'm a vibration oscillating in space. I believe whispered reflections, relaying a message, and I know that I hear it, so soft and so secret. These gentle messiahs sang, just listen and see this. You say there's so much giving up to do, glad to throw yourself away. You'll be the blur in every scene, her infants won't recognize your face. Tell my vision ignores the obstruction of my brain, and I've been lost, I'm a vibration oscillating in space. Once love is observed, its properties have changed, a futile gray cycle of an endless dramatic spray. Out in her laughter, and it's way too much to bear. So we drink so we can't feel it, to get the fact that we're so scared. The sidewalks are laughing, saying you random collisions. Stories are sacred, your sadness is perfect. Resist if you want to, the struggle's in vain. There is no